up, and welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 541, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 16-14 second place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Brewed by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie, who's not here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Jake had
Love
some
you, Jake.
things to tend to. So yeah, everything's fine. He'll be fine. Just like I was fine to record the fucking podcast 3 nights ago. And everyone, I get here for my vacation. I'm getting dragged through the fucking mud by the people that listen to this show. They couldn't wait to drag my good name through the mud and say, this motherfucker, he cares about his streak and this and that. And I don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm only going to do the intro. I'm leaving after this. I'm not doing the rest of the show. This is.
I
I'm
think
only doing
I care more about your streak than you do, if we're being honest.
You did text me.
I texted you.
You did text me. You're like, all right, let's, we're going to get this in, blah, blah, blah. Steve's been sick, man. Steve's been sick. And,
I've been on my deathbed. Still kind of am, but we're pushing through.
Yeah, you're pushing through, man. People, you know what? The only reaction that I had, and I did have a mental breakdown to tea. I don't know why, of all people, I went to tea. But the one
Why
thing,
is that a bad thing? I come to you when I feel like you need me.
I know, but like I'm mentally stable most of the time. Like you're not like a mentally stable person, you know? And I'm also like 10 years
like
older
I'm
than
pretty
you. Like,
stable.
no, you're not. But like what life experience do you have to share with me? You know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
To you. I'm
When
just saying,
I do try to give you advice, I feel stupid.
That's fine. You're very smart. But you're just, you have youth on your side, whereas I have experience on my side. But yeah, no, the one thing that made me feel was regret about all the weddings and birthdays and holidays that I missed. I was like, man, I didn't miss a podcast for 10 years and I miss one. And this is the reaction that I get. Like, Jesus Christ. First of all, even if it was my fault why we didn't record, I'm on vacation. Suck my fucking balls, dude. I'm on vacation. Like, the fuck? If I don't want to do the show, then that's okay. That should be all right. Jesus, fuck. But again,
I do respect that it's the balls there and not the penis. That was a nice little twist. I thought you were going dick big time, but you went balls.
The dick's probably pretty sore right now.
Balls are sweaty. Very sweaty.
Oh my God. Smooth as fuck, though. Smooth.
Yeah. Hydrated like you read about.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, it was crazy to see the response. These people are saying I'm not dedicated. Jared's checked out, married to the game, my ass. You miss one show in 10 years and that's the fucking, there should be a you know what? I'm going to give myself a fucking standing ovation because you guys didn't want to do it. People listening didn't want to do it. I deserve, wow. And by the way, the streak lives on again because I wasn't the reason why we didn't do a show.
You didn't miss one.
I didn't miss one. The fellas were under no orders. Me and T were ready to rip. Coley had something come up.
Thank you.
Again, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. But Coley had something come up. Steve was being a little bitch. He was sick. He was like, "Oh, I'm pooping." Like that's what he said.
That's what I said. I'm like, I'm pooping over here.
Yeah, like life happens sometimes. It just didn't happen happen for me. Well, me and T were ready to rip, and we were like, we could do a name redacted, but people want Section 10. Give me my Section 10. How about give me a fucking vacation? How about that? Jesus Christ. Anyways, we're here. We're here to do the show because I love the people. I actually just met. Let me get his name. I believe it was Ruben. I want to give Ruben a special shout out. It was very funny because he's from Framingham. Yeah, it's Ruben. He's from Framingham, but he had like a little bit of an English accent. And I'm walking. So I was glad that I was with my family because when I used to do XM radio, I would tell stories of things that actually happened. And then people would automatically be like, there's no fucking, like, you made that up. Like, there's no way that would be true. We're like, as a family, we're walking back from dinner. And all I hear is, Carabas. And I'm like looking around, and like a window, like 6 floors up, he was wearing a Section 10 shirt. I was like, hello? And he's like, hey man, can you sign my baseball?
Hello?
I was like, hello? He's like, yeah, can you sign my baseball? So he comes down.
What are the odds of this?
What are the odds that A, he's wearing a Section 10 shirt, and B, he's looking out his 6th floor window to see me walking down the street? And I told the story on Baseball is Dead. I ran into David Gilmour, the lead guitarist and vocalist of my favorite fucking band. Like, my whole sleeve is Pink Floyd album covers. Like, I ran into him just walking his dog, walking down the street. But I was like, if he was in Boston, I maybe probably wouldn't have been paying attention, or like I wouldn't have done like a double take, because I would have been like, what is he doing in Boston? But he was in London. That makes sense. Why? Like, I guess we talked about the London trip on the pod, but I wouldn't be like looking out the window being like, oh, yeah, that's definitely Jerry walking down the street in London, because this is, you know, that's
coming down my street sometimes, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love he's just got like a baseball ready to go. He's like, no, Jerry's gonna walk by, and I gotta have my ball ready and the marker ready, and you know, I gotta be ready for this moment.
Yeah, he shouted out the Milliken militia and everything. I was like, T is international. He is absolutely international.
Go, Ruben.
Yeah, big T guy. And he's excited for the podcast that we're absolutely recording, and no one's gonna cry because we're doing the podcast. You know, Steve,
I gotta say, and T, this is a question for you. You look like Fonzie here, and that's a compliment. I think Fonzie's one of the coolest people of all time. Do you know who Fonzie is, T?
I do not.
Who
I
looks
have
like
no clue
Fonzie?
who
Me?
Fonzie is.
Okay. Yeah, I think you got some Fonzie vibes going on here. It's,
well,
you know, with the jacket, just looking cool.
London.
You're basically Fonzie with a beard.
That 70s show?
No.
No,
You're thinking
no.
Fez, I think.
Happy Days, T.
Fez. That's why I'm thinking.
I mean, Happy Days is before our time, but I remember watching reruns growing up, and I was like, I just want to be like Fonzie. That's the coolest guy ever. So, yeah, Fonzie vibes. Good stuff.
I don't know if that's what I was going for, but thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Just
I mean, that's how they dress out here. They dress like that out here, you know? It's hard to tell. Like, there's just a lot of pretty boys out here. They dress, fashion's big in London town.
Posh. They're posh.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, it's very Harry
like,
Styles.
He says there's a lot of pretty boys, and T's like, I'm pretty, man. I'm pretty.
I know the vibe.
Yeah. Do you know the vibe, T?
You'd fit right out there, T.
Listen, I've seen a lot of pictures of Harry Styles walking through England. Martha sends them to me whenever she's just hanging around or has any free time. So I've gotten very used to the vibe over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you should get used to the vibe on the Underdog fantasy app. Because Underdog just dropped their playoff basketball promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the longer the boosts. You're going to want to see how serious it gets when that game 7 hits. Hop on Underdog. Place to make. Can I read? The best place to make picks during playoff basketball. Get started right now. Sign up with the promo code Jared. That's Jared to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. I know Coley's been to Hawaii. What's the time difference there? That's 5 hours like the other way, right? 6?
5 to 6 hours, yeah.
Behind.
Yeah.
It's such a mind fuck, the time difference. Like, I think I'm kind of adjusted right now, but not really. Like, not really. I'm still struggling a little bit. Like, last night, the Red Sox game got over at 1:45 a.m. It's basically like a permanent West Coast trip. Like, shout out to all the international Red Sox fans out there that follow the team. And that was what time was the game last night? Eastern?
6, I think. Yeah. So it probably started like 11 o'clock for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So like on a normal night, that's almost 3 a.m. to watch the Sox, which is, that takes dedication. you know what, T? I tip my cap.
It's crazy.
I tip my cap to
Dude,
the people of London.
For the Ireland trip, it was they started midnight like every night. And you're going to have a couple of those coming up here for the rest of the week. I just don't know how people. That was something I loved too, because there were Section 10 people in Ireland. Like, yeah, we got like a whole little fan group going on here because they need each other. Like when you have something that you love that much, but you also have to be crazy enough to watch it at midnight every night. I feel like that's a nice little, group, nice little community that you can build out there. I don't know if it's, I assume it's the same in London. I've seen, they've tagged us before. There's like some big Sox London group that loves the 10.
Yeah,
Taiwan. Dude's in it. Taiwan. What's the
Taiwan,
difference in Taiwan? That's got to be.
It's crazy, but they wake up and like they react to the Red Sox game half the time. So I just usually get this like influx of tweets at 6 and 7 a.m.
When is it?
It's 4:51 in the morning in Taiwan.
Difference.
Yeah.
Oh, so
that's
that's like morning
easier.
people. It's actually it's easier. 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Sox isn't as bad as midnight Sox.
I'd like to take away the shout out. They're not doing anything.
Shout out rescinded. Whoever's running the
Yeah.
Section 10
Taiwan.
shout out page.
I stand for you.
Yeah, Taiwan. That's almost like easier. 7 a.m. It's like you got like the game's over with.
Now, like the 1 in the afternoon game, like today, that one's harder. Majority of the for like 140 of the games, super easy. No shout.
Yes, Sundays are tough. We'll give Taiwan a Sox Sunday shout out.
It's the middle of
That's
the
about
workday.
it.
That's like chaos for 90% of people. If the game's on during the middle of the day, it's one of the worst days ever for me.
The middle of the workday is 7 a.m. T.
No, wait.
1 a.m.
That's a good take. That's a good take. You know what? I'm going to apologize. You're right, Taiwan. I am not giving you any credit. I resent my no credit.
Taiwan, you suck. You're getting no shout outs, and we don't appreciate
Nice
you at all. We
try.
actually hate you. Yeah.
Nice try, Taiwan.
Guys try to sneak one by us, Taiwan. Not happening. Not happening. But you know what is happening? He's not prepared, but oh, T.
I think he's ready.
Fucking scroll, man. Damn it. I'm sorry. I choked it. This fucking computer, man. I would have had it ready.
No, here's the thing, T.
Just a lot of excuses.
It's not about like being ready by the time the music starts to like when you have to speak. It's about having the Taikus ready to rip whenever, like Taikus get called into question.
I can't call it.
You would think fucking printer boy over there would print out the Taikus.
Oh my
so that
God,
they
it's
would
the
just
easiest
be
thing ever.
ready.
It's a great point, Coley.
It's a great point. That is the best point I've ever heard.
It's way more often than not that T is surprised that Jared plays that music. It's like, that's coming. It's coming.
The most shocked.
It's coming. It's always after a series win. It's always one of the first things we do, like in order.
He
like,
gets so nervous immediately.
It's not like we do it at the end and it's like, oh fuck, like we went this whole show and I forgot. It's like, no, yeah.
Duran, he's the Flash. Bueller grinds again, rehash. Chapman gives heat rash. Said he hate, humbug. Duran, the human spark plug. Chug the ketchup jug. A series of Taikus by Tyler Milliken.
Yeah, that last one was pretty good, but you kind of fucked me up with the diaper rash thing.
That was crazy. It was heat rash. That's not diaper rash.
Wasn't ready
I know,
for that.
but like that's pretty much like what
It's kind of
diaper
a bar.
rash is. Coley, you would know, right?
Yeah.
Isn't heat rash when your thighs are rubbing together in general, just when it's hot out?
I mean, it can happen with diapers too.
Does it have to be? Yeah. Does it have to be in the thigh?
Yeah, I'm getting
think you
a
can
lot of
definitely-
pictures of chubby thighs on Google.
I think you can definitely get like that asshole rash,
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
crack
fits though.
rash.
Chapman, that's the effects of that fastball. You throw 103, you're going to get burnt a little bit.
Whole
just
rash.
walking
There you go.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anal
It's-
burns.
it's tough, brother. It's tough, dude. It is what it is.
Red Sox lose 2 out of 3.
Red Sox dropped 2 out of 3 of the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, let's talk about this series, shall we?
Let's do it.
Boston Red Sox go to Cleveland. Cleveland bollocks. This game was started by Tanner Houck. Oof. And I ended up texting T after being like, talk numbers to me, talk dirty to me, T. I was like, what's going on here? And he gave me the whole rundown. And honestly, I even said this after the game. I was like, listen, it was ugly to start, but credit to Tanner Houck that he was able to finish 5 innings in this game. It was looking bleak after the first inning. Red Sox spot you a 3-run lead in the first. You cough up 4 immediately. We have a 4-3 ball game heading into the second inning, and Tanner Houck was still able to complete 5, albeit in a losing effort. He didn't get the loss. Bernardino did. But still, like I give him a sliver of credit for having a shit first inning, and then it was fine after that. That's the second consecutive start where he gave up runs in the first and then didn't give up a run the rest of the way. I saw some people be like, why don't we just use an opener for Houck? It's because if you do that, then the third inning will be his first inning, and then he'll give up 4 or 5 runs in the third inning. Like, I just don't think, I don't think that it's a matter of a first inning issue. I think it's his first inning. So Tyler, tell me what you basically said to me, explaining it away, and then I'll give you the take that I gave you when you gave me the information.
Yeah, when you did text me, I was a little tipsy at the local Chili's in Walpole. I was getting ready to see Jesse McCartney in a couple hours, so I was letting loose. I was having some fun. But I was excited that you texted me for any information. But in this start, I think the main thing everyone was talking about in the first inning, you do sometimes, but I feel like I've heard more from you in the last week or so. I think you miss me. I think you're far away.
I do miss you. Yeah.
Thank you. But no, I think the main thing everyone kind of saw in that first inning was Tanner Houck continuing to go to the splitters, and the Guardians had 4 hits on it. They stacked that lineup all lefties. They knew what they were hunting for because we've known Tanner Houck struggles against lefties, and if he's having trouble or he's trying to put them away or steal a strike, that splitter is something that he goes to again and again, and they just had the plan right from the start. And it's hard for Tanner Houck because you see him leaning on this sinker or on the splitter and trying to get by. Why doesn't he throw more of the sinker? When he's thrown the sinker this season, it's got absolutely smacked. It's a 261 batting average, 457 slug. The expected stats are even worse. It's a 300 batting average, 563 expected slug. So you're watching a guy try to get away with the splitter. I think he's trying to avoid contact because you saw after that first inning, he threw 4 more splitters, threw 12 total. 8 of them were in that first inning. But you're looking at a guy, I think, who's lost his identity on the mound, where we saw him be very sinker heavy in that second half last season. And what did it equate to? He was essentially like a number 4 starter throughout that second half. I think you're seeing him try to miss more bats with the splitter, try to do a little bit more, get closer to what he was those first 2 months of the season. He can't. So what does he do? Go back to the sinker first approach. You know you can at least survive and get by at that point. I think it's just understanding, our outlook on Tanner Houck of him being a number 2 starter or the hopes of that. I just don't have them anywhere at this point. I think you have to plan on him being that number 4 because he doesn't consistently miss bats anymore. And part of the reason for that, the sweeper has 2 less inches of horizontal movement. The command isn't what it was, in April and May last year. This is just kind of the version of Tanner Houck that exists. I think he's trying to find himself in a way that, leads to a ceiling that's higher than what we saw in the second half last year. It's just not working.
What do you guys suggest? Is anyone with Lucas Giolito coming back this upcoming week? Is anyone thinking skip Houck and use that spot, or what are we thinking in terms of how you get Giolito back in there? Who was, again, he was awful. It was bad in his last rehab outing. Like, are you thinking skip Houck, or do you say like run it back, see if he can continue to make progress? Because what I said to T was, I would almost rather it be bad luck, or I would rather it be one thing than to have it be so many things where it's like, all right, this is an actual problem. Like if the sweeper's not sweeping and the sinker is getting knocked around or the splitter, like all that, it's like, all right, if it's a multitude of issues, then we're kind of looking at a major problem. If it's not one tweak here, one tweak there, like that's a pretty big problem.
Go.
I'd probably like, I'm not excited to see Giolito. I hope that's wrong, but there's nothing that says like, here comes a stabilizing force into the rotation. I don't know that skipping one start does anything for Houck. It seems like when I hear T say like he's not getting as much snap on his sweeper, like it feels like he's holding back a bit. Like, I don't know that skipping one start is going to fix anything there. That feels like a probably surgery that they're not doing, or it's not as bad enough to get surgery yet, which is this weird gray area. I don't know. There's nothing really pointing to this fixing itself anytime soon.
I was kind of ready for just the, fake IL stint, honestly, after that last start, where it's like, this is just that first inning after you get the bomb by Willier. And I was so pumped with Trevor Story, by the way, beating out that double play. Not everybody beats that out. He's hustling down the line. That allows you to get Willier up at the plate and hit an absolute bomb, kind of set the tone. It felt like the Sox hadn't played in a year at that point. Anytime you get the rain out and it's been like 2 days, it's like, all right, let's get this thing going. And then double, single, steal, K, sack fly, single, ground out. Like, what the hell, dude? 4 runs immediately, and you're trailing. Now, obviously, the Red Sox could have scored more. They've had a couple of those games this year where they get off to early starts and then have like 1 run the rest of the way. But I just think that changed the whole mentality of the game, changed the whole, all the vibes, the whole mindset of like, all right, here we go. We're trying to start this series off strong. I don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do. And you can't even play like the body language doctor with Tanner because he always looks the same out there. Like if anything, that's something I give him credit for. Whether it's good or bad, he kind of stays consistent, doesn't really show his emotions. But it just sucks because like in January, I think we all comfortably were like, yeah, number 2 starter. That's fine behind Crochet. I think that works. Maybe it's going to be, Bello, maybe Buehler, but probably going to be Tanner Houck. It's not even May yet. And it's obviously not going to be Tanner Houck. And we don't even know if he can get starts moving forward. So it just sucks that we're in this position because he's a guy you want, not only that you need to do well, but you want to do well. He's been in the system and he's, pitched well for you. So it's been brutal to watch. And whatever, a couple days ago was a pain in the ass.
I think even like when you look at where Houck is right now, it's like, what does he do well? He's 24th percentile K percentage, 17th percentile average exit velo, 21st percentile expected ERA. Doesn't miss bats, gets hit extremely hard. The only things he's average or better in is barrel percentage and ground ball percentage. And that's where the sinker comes into play and just hammering it. But we've seen when he gets too predictable with the sinker, it gets smoked. And the Guardians are a team that makes a lot of contact, so it plays up against someone like them, right? But it just doesn't feel like his arsenal is strong enough to give you anything more than a back end arm. At least the current form.
That's crazy. Just sitting there being like, man, I'm watching a dude that was an all-star last year and he can't get out. I mean, again, I give him credit for how he was able to battle and put up goose eggs after the first inning, but that first inning was ugly, especially, Willier Abreu hits that home run, the 3-run home run in the first inning. And I'm like, this is going to be great. Like they're going to boat race the Guardians today. Like it's just kind of like off to the races. You put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the first and you're like, oh, okay. So it's going to be a dogfight. It wasn't really a dogfight, but it was kind of a deflating response to how the Red Sox put up like a 3 spot for Tanner Houck in the first.
You should have swept this series, but also the idea of putting Blake Sable behind the plate with him right now, like for a guy who was drowning and trying to figure it out, you're going to put a guy back there who is clearly very poor defensively, and he threw out a guy, credit to him, it was a miracle. It took, a nice little slide step by Tanner Houck to get him. Some of the worst pop time you've ever seen, but talk about not doing the guy a favor. Like, give him Narvaez. Give him someone strong. If I had to pick someone to have to catch Buehler, I'm going to tell Blake Sable to go do it versus the guy who's drowning and begging to have, some consistency out here.
I don't know. I think Cora played that correctly. Like, I think Buehler coming off of the start against the White Sox, I was a little up and down, mostly up. I thought that was fine, having Narvaez in the nightcap. If it were 3 regular days, I would agree with you. It should like give him Narvaez in game 1.
I look at it, and even in that first inning, when everyone's screaming at their TV, stop throwing the splitter, right? Does a veteran catcher or someone who has a little bit more feel, just overall, as we've seen, Narvaez is way advanced in terms of calling games.
Is Sable actually calling the game?
No, I'm not saying he was, but maybe it's someone who goes out there and is able to kind of get him together or make that adjustment in the middle of the inning instead of the whole first inning completely snowballing on him. It seems like that was just the Red Sox attack.
He's getting foul balls off of his hand in Worcester, but no, it's noticeable when Narvaez is not out there, and I didn't think we'd get to that point this early, where it's like Carlos Narvaez is not catching for the Sox, and we need him back desperately. Sable will just do some stuff where it's like, it's not your fault, brother. You're just not really a major leaguer. Running into Bernardino and the little dribbler there, it's like, just talk, use your words, like figure this out. It's not that difficult. Everybody running on him, teams that don't even run, they're like, yeah, let's just take that base. That's a free base. It's kind of a pain in the ass watching him catch, honestly. And if anything, it's credit to Narvaez because there's a huge gap between those two guys, and you can already tell.
Leads all of baseball.
Of course, he's the best defensive catcher in baseball.
It's fair. Blocks above average. He's 100th percentile as well. Pick your metric.
87th percentile in framing, T. How about that?
Like, this is what it is.
Sam
and it's
likes
fine.
that.
Yeah, Sam, shut the fuck up. Hold on, I'm going to mute. Continue.
God, T.
No, the defense is super noticeable, and his only errors are like when someone hits him with his bat in the glove.
Catcher's interference.
And I blame them for that. Yeah, no, but I don't even want to. Catcher's interference implies blame on him, and I don't think it is his fault. He's doing a great job back there.
He's doing an excellent job back there.
But like even like dribblers, what was the play? Was it 2 series ago? Someone just hits it directly into the ground in front of the plate, and he just hops up as fast as possible to tag him out, not even make it a question. That may have been Bello's first start back. But yeah, Narvaez. Wong today, I saw I got an RBI in Worcester. When he comes back, like get ready to learn the pine, pal. Trevor can point him to that Gatorade cooler he sat on last year because you're better than Sable. Everyone in the world agrees. You're better than Sable.
Yeah.
But this is Narvaez's team.
Correct. Like at this point, like I'm giving him the C. Like no disrespect to Jarren Duran, no disrespect to Alex Bregman, but like I'm probably giving Carlos Narvaez the C at this point. Like this is his team. Mm-hmm. He leads the way. When Narvaez goes, the Sox go. And I think the guys in the clubhouse know that. Alex Cora knows that. Did he? I'm paraphrasing, but
late. He's hitting like 300 against bullpen arms.
Yeah, no, he's the best hitter in the league. I think did Cora say like, you know, when Wong comes back, like that Narvaez is basically getting all the plate appearances and Wong's just taking up a roster spot. Is that what he said?
No, he said that
he should have.
They're not splitting it down the middle, but Narvaez is going to play a good share.
No, he never said that. That just straight up didn't happen. He looks so comfy out there. Everything he does, it's like, has he been the catcher for like 10 years here? Has he just been the guy that's been behind the dish for the last decade? He's super smooth. I just like when guys do the easy stuff and make it look easy. Like you have a little dribbler in front of the plate. Yeah, just field it and throw it to first and have a good throw. Like don't throw it down the line. Don't bump into your pitcher. Say I got it and make the play. That's what Narvaez does every single time. You know, gunning guys out, framing pitches well. And he looks hitterish at the plate. I don't know how the hell he's hitting 214. I would have guessed like 260. But what he does behind the plate makes him look like a better hitter too, because you already have a good perception of him in your brain. I love what he's doing so far, and he fits really well on this roster.
He is the best thing that happened to this franchise, probably since I was gonna say Ortiz, but it might even be before that.
Yeah, maybe Pedro. Yeah. I mean, he is. No, that's a good point. He is the captain of the team. I think we all know that at this point.
Yeah, who
the narwhal? Is that what we're settled on?
No,
I like it.
The captain.
The captain.
Yeah. Like when people say the captain, I think of Narvaez.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Me too. And again, if you don't, you're a fucking idiot. Like he's obviously, have you been watching this team? He's obviously the captain of the team. Mm-hmm. He does everything.
I wonder if they are, because I feel like Narvaez would consider saying no because he thinks it's disrespectful to Veritek to actually wear the C. But obviously they've had the conversation in the clubhouse about like he's the captain, like Captain Narvaez. But I think he just doesn't want to wear the C on his jersey because he's like, I want Tech to be the last guy to have done that because he shares a dugout with him. He thinks it's like a respect thing.
he's such a nice guy. The Tech actually already offered it. He was the first one to say, like, you better have the C. He was going to have a whole like jersey ceremony of like handing the C, taking it off his jersey and giving him the C. But no, he turned it down because he's a great guy. One of the nicest guys in the league. That's what I hear.
Oh my God. He is no one nicer.
What was that thing, Jared? He did this nice thing the other day. What was it? He did some super nice thing.
Oh my God. Like during the Boston Marathon, there was like a whole crew of the people in the wheelchairs. All their tires popped, and he put 6 of them on his back at the same time. And he was like, "We're finishing this fucking thing." Yep. And he ran to the finish line, and he was like, "We're finishing it. We're finishing it." And they all ended up, they counted it, obviously, because it's the captain. But yeah, they ended up setting records for fastest marathon finish for folks in a wheelchair. So, but he didn't want people to know that. Yeah, he didn't want people to know that. But
I'm hearing half the people he touched have also regained the ability to walk as well.
Yeah, they don't need the wheelchairs anymore. They actually just reported that during the game on Sunday. Yeah, wheelchairless now.
Yeah. He's kind of like the Mr. Beast of baseball, but he doesn't publicize it the same way.
Yeah, that's what Cora was saying actually in the post game.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, Mr. Beast."
Have you dug into Mr. Beast's baseball numbers?
He played baseball?
The boy could rake.
He could slug, man. I've seen the highlights.
Oh, you guys aren't joking? This is a real thing?
Seriously. It's a nice swing.
Was it JUCO, T?
I believe so.
Like, it was a respectable level of competition.
He hit 424?
I told you. He can swing it.
There's no way.
Look up him swinging a bat. It does not look that bad.
More like Mr.
What's his
Tink.
real name again? Mr. Tink.
It's like Jimmy something.
It is Jimmy. Yeah,
Mr. Tink.
Jimmy Donaldson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's related to Josh. This makes sense. This all adds up.
The wrong Donaldson won the MVP, it sounds like.
Jeez. In 70 games, he had 81 hits, 65 RBIs, a 424 batting average, 511 on base.
Look, Mr. Beast. We got to talk ball with the Beast.
He also, in his senior year, stole 23 bags and 25 attempts. He's fast.
What? Why
he just got in much better shape, too.
Like,
Sam loves Beast.
Sam loves Beast.
Sam's about to never meet Mr. Beast if she keeps this up.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Mr. Beast owes me 10 grand, by the way. I've told that story before. Mr. Beast owes me 10 racks. I believe it was 10 racks. But I saw a YouTube video where there was some YouTuber that was visiting celebrity home gyms, and Mr. Beast obviously has, I mean, it's a facility. It's like the size of like a football, like an NFL team's gym. And you wouldn't look at him and be like, yeah, this dude pumps iron. You'd be like, yeah, no, he was a math major that makes YouTube videos.
I can't believe these stats. This is honestly mind blowing that Beast was out there doing that work. I got to see
the footage homers
now. I got to think so. Imagine 424.
Weren't you just looking at the fucking numbers?
Yeah, it didn't have homers on there though. You know how Google searches now. The AI search is so weird. It gives you like kind of what you want, but not really. And then half the time it's not true.
I found his like JUCO team's page or something like that.
Yeah, Mr. Beast stats. Let me find the JUCO page.
Yeah, find the JUCO page. I mean, he absolutely played college ball like during a time period where there was a website keeping track of this information.
Oh yeah,
big time. Jimmy Donaldson stats. He's got the goofiest photo. I can't believe any of this.
It's real. I mean, put it this way, Steve. He does have the money to fake a website that has JUCO stats to make him look sick. He does have the money to do that.
He does. Honestly, he'd be the top guy that would like do this. Watch this video as I fooled everybody into thinking I had 424 in JUCO. Junior year he hit 513, and then he dropped his senior year to 406.
There's no way.
He wanted to honor Ted.
There's no way he hit 513 for a whole series. I mean, season. How many at bats did he get?
This doesn't make.
Even if he got 11 at
17 games in a junior year, how the hell does that make any sense?
It's JUCO.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? There's just less game. I'm not as
well. It's also like, how often is he playing?
I mean, it doesn't seem like a ton. Where are the dingers? All right, 1 home run in his JUCO career.
That's still impressive.
Or no, 1 triple, 2 dingers. So not terrible.
I mean,
Jimmy Donaldson.
How many people play their entire lives and never hit a single home run?
Have you guys hit a homer? I hit 1 homer in winter ball that hit the top of the fence and went over.
No.
You never hit a homer?
Mm-mm. I was tiny.
That's shocking. Oh, you were very skinny in high school.
Yeah, I was 110 pounds. I'm not hitting homers.
All very fair.
Yeah, my homer doesn't even really count. It's off of Frankie Niles. I'm sure some people listening know Frank Niles.
Of course, that doesn't count. Frank Niles.
Frankie Niles.
He was like the head of South Shore Baseball Club. That guy was my idol. But he was throwing knuckleballs and it didn't knuckle. I tinked it off the top of the fence.
Yeah.
You're good, T. You're
like,
back.
I hit a home run off Brock Holt. Like, by the way, if I actually do hit a home run off Brock Holt this summer at the old-time baseball game, that counts.
Sure.
Oh, of course. If you go deep, yeah.
Professional
that should be all you're trying
player,
to do, by the way.
Wood bat, regulation size field. Like, he hasn't told me he's going to throw lob balls. Like, what if he's probably there's a chance he tries to juice one in there. I don't know. He's retired. He doesn't have to take
he's gonna try and crack
blood tests anymore. He could be on crazy amounts of sauce right now. I have no idea what he's up to.
He just shows up completely ripped. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Haven't seen as many posts from him recently. He might be setting up to just be doing the juice.
I guarantee you he's taking steroids.
Even playing field.
It's a lock.
Yeah. It's a lock, dude. There's nothing I've been more confident about than Brock Holt's steroid use since retiring from professional baseball.
I love that.
You think the dude that was trying to chase the single season and all-time home run record and came up short isn't cranking roids right now in retirement?
Oh, of course he
That's
is.
a fair point.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
What do you got to lose?
Nothing. But the Red Sox have this game to lose. Game 1. 5-4 loss. Anyone else have any thoughts on this game? It was Tanner Houck heavy. The Willie Abreu.
They should have won.
They should have won. Yeah, this was a game
the
that
ninth inning
sucked.
Infuriating.
That was gross.
Infuriating. Yeah. And I don't know how Christian Campbell's has started to scare me with his I'm going to swing at everything, and then someone throws 100 miles an hour at his wrist and he has to completely go the other way to get out of the way. I don't know how
many
Class
bats
A
has he
didn't
flown
shatter
this year?
his.
It's got to be a league leader. There's no way he's not leading the majors in chuck bats. It's tough losing a game on a chuck bat that really looks bad. It's like I struck out and I also don't know how to hold on to the bat.
Yeah.
He doesn't even flinch anymore when he lets it go, though. He's like, if it kills someone, it kills someone.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is. He almost killed Mikey and Jake. They were sitting over there and he just flings it right at him. But
they've got he's probably just like, they got signs everywhere, dude. Like, it's not my fault, not my problem. Don't care.
Not liable.
Don't care. Will Fleming is asking to send the submission where Will Fleming thinks I'm not on this pod too. What is wrong with my people? What's wrong? Sent to London, Jerry or Jake.
That
right here.
A direct shot.
Right here. Sauce me the rock, brother. Anyways, so they did get rained out on Friday. So Saturday was a 2-game day-night doubleheader, which for me was really a night-night doubleheader. Had a great time though. I had the old London night-night doubleheader.
Quick night-night. Yeah.
Sox guys, night tonight. Here we go.
Quick little
7 midnight,
night
baby.
doubleheader. Yeah, the first game started at 6 p.m. over here. What time the fucking game started over there?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
1, so that math adds up.
Yeah.
Well, night.
Night doubleheader, 6 p.m. Like after the game was over, it was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, I can't fucking believe I have to watch another one of these. It was like 9:30 or something like that. You watch a game that ends at 9:30, and you're like, there's no way they're playing another one today. And then the boys suited up. They went out there. They took the field and they played another one. But let's talk about that first game. Let's talk about that first game right quick. Because who was the this was the Walker Buehler game, yeah? No. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second game. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We're getting a lot of
Still,
at least 5-6 innings from our
the first leg of the night.
First leg of the night. Jarren Duran going 3 for 5. The leadoff spot. This podcast is going to be a little bit annoying because I'm on my hotspot because the fucking the hotel Wi-Fi is basically, it jams. Like it just doesn't work. You use that Wi-Fi, you're not getting any internet. My Wi-Fi on my phone, my hotspot is working, knock on wood, but I'm on a delay. So like I'm talking and they're reacting like 2.5 seconds later. So just, again, bear with us. It's London. That's it. London's crazy, man. Like you wouldn't believe the shit that goes on here, man. We got no internet. So big takeaways from the middle game. First of all, Walker Buehler continues to be that dude. Everyone's like, well, it's not sustainable. I get it. The sub 2 is not sustainable. Of course, the sub 2 is not sustainable. But we put out a promo last week about could Walker Buehler be the guy that steps up and is the number 2 guy in the rotation? Because obviously Tanner Houck is not going to be that guy. It doesn't appear that he's going to be that guy, at least in the first half. I don't think that there's going to be a repeat all-star season for Tanner Houck. So it's like, all right, well, who can be that guy behind Garrett Crochet? Well, what if it's Walker Buehler? What if Walker Buehler is the guy that you can just give the ball to for 6 innings? He goes out there, 7 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, which I love, to give up a homer. Only 3 strikeouts, but I can live with that. If you're giving me 6 innings, 3 earnies, sign me up for that every single time. With this offense, you shitting me? Yeah, sign me up, Walker Buehler.
He threw 7 pitches in this start, which is absolutely insane, but he leaned off of the
four. He definitely threw more than
which
that.
has kind of been his focus.
I'm pretty sure he threw more than 7 pitches.
Spare me. 7.
I got him at, he threw 80
much closer to 100.
Yeah.
Cutter, sinker, knuckle curve, changeup, 4-seamer,
6
sweeper,
innings
slider.
and threw 7 pitches. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my entire life.
Cruising.
Yeah. We'll probably never see it again, too. I think there's a good chance that's the only time we'll see that.
It's got to be history.
But what I liked about Alex Cora after the game was
be history.
He admitted it. It's not a conversation of stuff with Walker Buehler at this point. He's pitching. Like, this is just someone who's mixing, and he's in that state of his career. It's no longer the guy who can blow stuff by you without thinking twice. He had 3 Ks, 9 whiffs in this, but his ability to just have that feel of, hey, I can try something different here. I'm going to come at you with a different usage or sequence, whatever it may be. I think that's where Walker Buehler is right now. It's a 3.84 expected ERA. That's all I ask out of him. Be a number 3, and this team will be in a good spot. I think asking him to be a number 2 is a little bit much. But a veteran who can go out there and get by and give you 6 innings, whether it's 3 earned or 2 earned, that's what the Red Sox need out of him. Go be that guy. Get more out of your stuff than most would.
I know we talk about him, needing to face better lineups and all that, and then we'll have a better idea of if he could be the number 2 or where he's going to stand in this rotation. But Cleveland's got some boppers. You got some guys in the Guardians that are good. I mean, if you're putting up that stat line, I feel pretty good about it. I look further down, at the schedule coming up here, and then he's got the Twins. He might have the Rangers or the Royals, then the Braves. You got the Mets. It's like, all right, there's going to be some teams coming up here where he can continue to prove himself and really show where he stands in this rotation. But yeah, I love Walker Buehler and everything he brings to this team. And even if, like Jerry, you alluded to it, he doesn't have to be great every night. If he's giving up 3 earned, if he's just giving you quality starts, like that's kind of all you need out of him, honestly, with this rotation. I guess he's got to pick up the pace a little bit with what Tanner Houck's doing. But big picture wise, if the Red Sox are winning series and Tanner Houck's giving you these starts and they're still winning, like despite him, normally it's because of a Walker Buehler start that happens in that series. And that's what happened here in Cleveland.
And I do feel like, with Buehler, when the time comes, when you get to the playoffs, there's another gear he reaches. His stuff can reach a different level. It may not be something he can do for 30 starts a year, but, not to the same level of a Justin Verlander later in his career. But if he has to hit that gear, I'd be okay with him starting, your third playoff game. I think he can still play that kind of role for this team.
Definite playoff starter, especially if he's going to be rocking like the turtleneck. That to me, it just looked like an October guy right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me 5 and 3. I'm not even asking for 6. I'm not greedy. Give me 5 and 3 every time out. And those are all winnable games.
Did Tim Wakefield wear a turtleneck game 1 of the World Series in 04 T? Look that up.
Big time.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Wake up the turtleneck.
Oh, did he love the turtleneck? Oh, did he love the turtleneck?
He looked good in it too. Wake looked good. He knew he looked good.
Yeah, he did. Did you look it up, T?
I'm seeing, yes, game 1, he did. I'm looking at it right now.
I would love turtleneck stats if they just have like Baseball Reference had a column
sort
for
by
like
turtleneck.
What does this guy do when he wears a turtleneck? Sort by turtleneck. I would honestly love to see who the best turtleneck player is in baseball. That'd be great.
My favorite thing about doing this podcast in London is like throwing out a line and like waiting a few seconds to see if it hit with the fellas.
Dude, I'm doing the same thing for you. I'm like, let's see if Jerry laughs at this. Maybe he does. He probably doesn't.
Could be. Sam.
Yo, Sam, what's up?
Good girl. Yeah.
The show can go in any direction. There's no rules.
Really
London
could.
shows, we're talking turtlenecks. Like, there's no
Talking
rules.
turtlenecks. Yeah. Anyways, was there anything crazy that happened? Oh yeah, this was the steal of home game, right?
Steal.
Yeah. We had nips for trips that turned into a straight steal of home from Jarren Duran, who we're going to talk about in just a minute for other reasons. But I want to play OB's call because you're talking to my guy all wrong here. He had a laid back. Admittedly, it was a little bit of a laid back call on a Casas home run. I think it was to dead center, but it was a classic garbage time home run. How are you gonna get juiced up for that, T? Come on, T. How are you gonna get juiced up for a garbage time home
fluids. Run? Alex Cora definitely agrees with you.
Yeah, I mean, we're usually on the same page for everything. But this straight steal a home, T. Oh my God, you had your little boobies were everywhere. You were in the Chili's bathroom with your boobs out. And
I spilled my bear.
Your bear?
I was having a drink at the Chili's and I got overly excited. Bear. Martha was not happy with me.
Honestly, shout out Martha. I mean, the number of times that T had to be like, "Hey babe, be right back. I gotta show my boobs on the internet." She's
gotta tweet out my tits. BRB.
Yeah. You know the deal, babe. Boob time.
Yeah, I was very thankful nobody
boob time in a Chili's bathroom's incredible. I love
boob
that
time in a Chili's. Most men, heterosexual men who have a girlfriend or a partner, and they're like, "Hey babe, boob time." It's usually the woman that's like, "All right, yeah, here you go," but not T. When T says Martha boob time, she knows, all right, my boyfriend's going in the bathroom to take a picture of his boobs. That's what's happening.
Drop the milkers, baby.
Yep.
Also, Jared, I do like that presentation. I gotta say, as if like guys that are in relationships, they're just in the kitchen. All right, honey, boob time. You know what time it is. Here we go. Drop them out.
You know what time it is. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Just random times of the day. Boob time.
Okay, here we go.
Like I haven't like who amongst us hasn't called for a little boob time? It's like, all right, we had dinner. She's cleaning the table. You're putting the dishes in the dishwasher for her. She's wiping down the table, and you're like, all right, that's done. Boob time. Who hasn't done it?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
During the dishes. Come on, honey. You know what time it is. Here we go.
Here we go. Boob time. Here's OB.
He's coming home. Here's the throw. He is safe. A stolen base. He steals home. Jarren Duran steals home. It is 6-0.
I love when OB gets fired up. That's when you know it's a big moment.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not.
Good chuckle
he's
from
not,
Middlebrooks there too.
Yeah, that did make the moment. I love when Will's on TV. I love him on radio. Love when he gets some time in the booth with OB. But great excitement. I think we all did. What did you say, Steve? What was your bold prediction before the season? Did you say cycle?
I honestly forget. I forget what it was. Garrett, let me know. But I don't remember what the bold one was.
It was either a fucking.
Was it Duran cycle?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I had Rafaela flipping over the bullpens multiple times.
Okay, I'm gonna find it out.
Yeah.
I thought the coolest part of that whole Duran situation was him sitting there and Nick Hazy telling the umpire, like, hey, I'm coming from the windup here, just so you know. And then Duran's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm about to steal. Him and Kyle Hudson. Damn it! I had one episode where I performed well, and I've completely gone back to my old mechanics.
It's incredible.
You're doing great, Tate.
But Duran reading that situation and knowing he was going and saying that he refused to have the same thing that happened in Seattle last year, which we always make fun of him for, happen again. Give it to me.
Still can't get over it.
I won't mention it again after that.
No, that's fair. But even this one, like, I thought he got in very easily, and then he's holding his gloves like 6 inches high.
I couldn't believe the gloves. It's like he's coming in with like a poncho. Like, please, like hit a part of this and get me out. I was just looking up the bold predictions. Did you mention Seattle, T? Is that what you just said?
Duran had.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of was like how far we've come from that screenshot of him being 4 feet away from home plate and not taking it. I'll never forget us streaming and being like, what is he doing? He's so close.
Just touch it. Just touch
and
touch the plate.
Costas wanting to literally kill him after that. But
man.
I mean, stealing home is the coolest thing ever. I think this is like, I don't want to say it's my favorite baseball thing, but it's close. Obviously, I'm a big Sandlot guy. I love Benny the Jet stealing home. That's a great scene. But the fact that he has this, Jarren deserves this in his like catalog of things he does. He's a steal home guy. Sure. Like he's someone at the end of his career. It's like, oh, he stole home, right?
Game 3 conversation.
What just happened?
I said, Jake, cut that clip of Steve and put it in the Game 3 conversation when you say Jarren deserves this.
There you go. There you go. But no, I loved everything about that. You're totally right. Like the batting gloves just flailing all over the place. It's like that's the number one thing you don't want to do in that scenario. I like that Raffy gave a little like pump fake. I'll help you out, bro. I'll do a little like jab towards the plate.
I don't think he was trying to help him out. I think he was like, I kind of want to swing. Like he was
hits him right in the head.
He didn't know what to do.
It's like he thought Costas was on third base or something. Like it is Jarren Duran. Nobody heard them say faster than Devers though. He was the first one. Clear as day.
Imagine Raffy just taking a huge cut and he just like kills Duran. He just fucking hits him right in the head, and he's just like Jesus Christ. But no, I mean it's the fact that it was the same day. I couldn't believe that. Same day as Ellsbury. That's absurd. That's how it went. I think I was at that game and I'm so pissed because I missed it. It like happened right in front of us, but obviously you're not like ready for a steal of home. I remember Randy Arozarena doing it against the Sox in the playoffs. It's like, dude, just take home. He was like halfway down the line for like 10 pitches and then he finally stole home. But what a cool moment. I'm glad that he has that on his, on the resume.
Yeah. It would have felt weird if Duran went his entire career without stealing home. It's like, what's the point of having all that speed if you're not going to use it? Go steal home, brother. And he did.
Well, this is the first straight steal, but we've now seen it 3 times in 2 years. When was the last time you saw anyone do that kind of thing multiple times in 2 years? You had the one against the White Sox, right? When Garrett Crochet went to first, the double steal in Tampa Bay last year. Like, he kind of has stolen home in every way possible at this point.
We do. I mean, I know they allude to it on the broadcast, and OB said it. Like, we got to find a different way with the stats to call a double steal a steal of home. It's not a steal of home. Like, stealing home. The fact that they get treated the same is absurd. This hadn't happened in what, 16? How long was it?
15 or 16, yeah.
16 years?
For the Ellsbury one, yeah.
It's like, that's the thing that doesn't happen for 16 years. Like, get the double steals out of here. That doesn't count.
I agree. It's a good take, Steve. Good take.
I appreciate it.
Red Sox win 7-3. Which brings us to the series finale today, which was an absolute mollywhopping of the Guardians today. This was another one.
What, T?
Yep, T.
Is it wrong that we didn't mention 44?
He threw 103 last night.
That was kind of crazy.
Okay.
I will say,
crazy.
Red Sox win
most
7-3.
impressive
Justin
thing about
Wilson
him this year.
did that. That would be crazy.
Imagine Bueller just showing up 103.
It was the hardest pitch in Red Sox baseball savant history.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. 12 years.
But it's a Roldis Chapman.
That's a cool fun fact,
We
too.
know he can do it. Also, baseball savant history, not really that illustrious at this point. We're still just kind of building the foundation of that. And a Roldis Chapman be doing shit like that. You know, I think it would be crazy if you were like, oh man, the Red Sox are getting smoked, and we had fucking
Winky.
I'm trying to think. No, not
Winky
even.
just unload.
Yeah, if Blake Sable came into pitching a blow and he threw 103, dude, crazy.
That'd be the most. We'd be, where's this when you're behind the plate? Like, why are you throwing so slow to second?
I just never thought he'd be walking 3.5 per 9. That does impress me. I know there's a lot of people disappointed with Andrew Bailey right now. I feel like that is something that should be acknowledged.
I don't think Bailey has anything to do with that, though.
Well, they had mentioned they had tweaks when they signed him that they believed would help him get his command under control. So far,
Sure.
they've worked.
I mean, they're also, I'm seeing Pitching Ninja post rookie year Chapman versus current Chapman, and they look pretty identical. So I don't know what.
But this is the
I'm
best
sure there
version
have
of Chapman we've seen in a very long time. Let's be honest.
Chappie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm not ready to be like, he'll never walk someone again.
Oh, no. But so far, to go from last year when you were walking 5.7 to 3.5 through a month,
Sure.
that's a significant difference.
I think they're handling his usage perfectly for his age. I think
I
that's
agree.
more what I like more than whatever minor tweak may have happened.
I think both of those are strong points, especially when you have the Slayton and the Whitlocks of the world. It gives
Right.
you some of that flexibility, but you're not going to have that once you get into May and June and your options aren't there. But maybe that's where Luis Guerrero comes into all this.
Could be.
Mm.
I mean, we had a guy come out of the pen today I thought looked like an interesting weapon for how much I hated him as a starter.
New mop-up guy. But yeah, Luis Guerrero, 3 innings pitched, scoreless so far. Looks a lot better than he did down in AAA. And he's missing bats again.
How have you
Game 3.
Yeah, how have you felt about your boy who again, your words, not mine. You've been calling him Shitlock. How have you been feeling about how good he's looked this year? He's been eating your words.
Listen, Garrett Whitlock looks like 2021 Whitlock, and I think that is the nicest compliment
I
you could possibly
disagree.
give to him.
I don't think he's looked like 2021 Whitlock. I think he looks great, but he does look different. Would you agree with that? Anyone else?
Yes.
In a dominant sense. Are you referring more to like what he's using as an arsenal at this point? Like missing
Physically,
bats-wise is even better.
mechanically, like I think all like arm slot looks different. Like all of it kind of looks different. The numbers, yeah, if you want to compare the numbers, like then that's a different argument. But I think like the entire presentation of Garrett Whitlock looks different to me, but he's been awesome. And the fact that, that's someone that you can use for 2 innings at a time, that's kind of what they've been telling us they want to do with Garrett Whitlock. They did not do that in today's game, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, he's been awesome. And I think for Red Sox fans, he's another one of those guys, much like Trevor Story, on a lesser degree, because we're not talking similar, star power in name and dollars allocated to, but he's been another guy where it's like, yeah, but we need another healthy season of this guy, and it's been a long time. It's been about the same amount of time for Whitlock as it has been for Story, and it's not a knock on it. Like injuries happen, it is what it is. It's part of the game. But for Whitlock, it's like, yeah, like I am waiting to see what a healthy season looks like if we're ever going to see another one. And knock on wood, I mean, it's April 27th, but he's looked fucking awesome so far.
Yeah, the ability to miss bats. I think the 2021 Whitlock you saw pitch to contact quite a bit, and he was very successful. It made him efficient. I still think we see that version of him, but to be at 11.7 K per nine, he was 9.9 back in 2021. He's stronger. He's throwing harder. It's just a guy, I think, who spent 5 years in the big leagues, not a guy who was coming straight up from minor league ball, especially after a surgery. This is what they were dreaming on. It's just they're going to be very careful with him, and we know that, and hopefully being careful with him allows us to have him all season long. Because if they lose him, those are one of those blows that could completely set this team off the rails.
Don't even know why we're talking about losing him. Just too negative for my liking.
That's more unfair.
I think the reason I don't love the comparison is we all, for the most part, agree the Red Sox broke him, not anything else. Like his injuries were very much like, yeah, they shouldn't have tried to push him to starter 3 years in a row.
More than fair. You go back to what 2021 was. The only injury was the pec strain, and it was like 15 days or 10 days at the very end of the season. Then he was back closing for you in the postseason.
Yeah, but I didn't even really assume we were going to get this guy back after it had been so long. I mean, we've seen plenty of guys, especially here, that we've tried to bounce back and forth between starting and relieving after they showed to be dominant relievers, and then they're just kind of out of the league. So for him to have this kind of bounce back really shows, like, mentally how strong he is.
Yeah. Shout out to Garrett Whitlock. Also, shout out to my guy, Brayan Bello, for how awesome he's looked since coming back. He's is there's something mechanically that looks different about him this year? Is he like pitching on a different side of the rubber? Is it he's more like closed up? There's something visually that looks different about him on the mound this year. I'd love to see a side by side. It looks tighter. The delivery and mechanically he looks tighter. But either way, this was very similar to Walker Buehler's start that Bello turned in the series finale here. I know the stress level is different because you're pitching with the monster lead that the Red Sox offense was able to provide Bello, but 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned. Don't love the 3 walks. It is what it is. We're still working out the kinks. I believe I said before he made his first start since coming back, it didn't look that great in his rehab outings. It was more just, we need a guy. And, he's had enough time to physically feel well enough to take them out at the big league level. It wasn't so much that he looked ready to come back. It's just that on paper, this is about when you would come back. And it didn't look fantastic, but his 2 starts since returning to the Red Sox rotation at the big league level, sign me up for it. If this is the Bello that we get, I'm not going to be too picky about the walks. Again, I don't love when you walk more than you strike out guys, or if the walks and strikeouts are close to each other. Like in this start, it was 3 walks, it was 4 strikeouts. He did give up the home run. But again, that was another situation where it was late. It was in his 6th inning of work. He had put up 5 scoreless innings before he had run into that kind of trouble. Ideally, you would want him to finish strong, kind of like the polar opposite of a Tanner Houck. It's like, yeah, you had a shit first inning, and but you finished strong with 4 scoreless. And with Bello, it was 5 scoreless, and then you have the 3-run 6. So again, happy with it. More than happy with it, especially in his second start since returning, when the rehab starts did not look very good.
A little bit of a grind out of the gate there. I think it was 25 pitch first inning, something like that. And
28.
Obviously, Red Sox get out of that, giving up no runs. Really good play by Romy, gunning Kwan out at the plate. I feel like Stephen Kwan, by the way, gets on base every single time when he faces the Red Sox. He is impossible to stop. But yeah, that was a good start. You get after, you get through the first inning. Second through fifth innings, there's only 2 people that get on base, and he was smooth. It was. Sox were up there putting up runs, and then consistently he's getting 3 outs, maybe walking one guy, a hit here or there. But he looked good. If you don't have that walk in the start of the bottom of the 6th inning, then a 2-run homer, I think, feels a little bit better than a 3-run homer there. But either way, Sox were already up, I think 9-0 at that point, so It doesn't really matter. But he was pissed at himself coming off the mound, which I kind of like, where, you want to be able to put up a 0 there and really capitalize on a great start. But yeah, that was great by Bello. Honestly, that's exactly what they needed. Series finale. The series finale sucks. So they go undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, in the whole month of April. and series finales, because the next series finale, I believe, is the start of May. So I think that's 7-0 in series finales this month for the Red Sox, which is incredible, especially with the day off tomorrow. It's the exact start you needed. So, got to tip your cap, as Steve would say.
They didn't drop the last one to Seattle?
Oh, right. 7-1. It doesn't count to me because we didn't do a show. So yeah, 7-0 in April when we do shows for series finales. But still, I'll take that. That's what you need. That's what good teams do. They win series finales, and they obviously win series. And that's what the Sox are doing right now.
I think he's been fine so far. It's a 3.27 ERA. It's a 6.31 FIP. I still look at, the first inning, I thought he was a little unlucky. That Nolan Jones, he should have had him struck out 3 pitches before that at bat, kept going, and then had to face another batter. But to me, it's like you see the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Like, that's the Brayan Bello I just would love to see for 6 innings. I want to see it from start to finish, and it feels like the first inning continues to be a hurdle. Credit to him, he gets efficient afterwards, and he's able to kind of make up the difference there. But it's just the consistency that you're starving for. And then the 6th inning, he gives up another homer. It's a home run in both starts, which we saw got to him a bit last year. 3 walks in both starts as well, so the control continues to be a little bit iffy. I think you're seeing the flashes of what makes Brayan Bello so intriguing. It's just finding that consistency for a full outing, which was somewhat the story of last year. But, in the second half last year, we saw it was a 3.6 ERA, 3.27 so far. It's just got to bring the homers down. Let's bring the walks down, and we should be in a good spot moving forward.
I mean, 1 homer per outing I'm going to live with for sure from any of our pitchers, not just him, not Crochet.
Yeah, just 1.6 home run per 9. That needs to come down a little bit.
I guess it's 1 per start. And him going into the 6th in his second start after he wasn't getting pushed very tremendously in the minors. The first inning is what impressed me because it couldn't be a worse start. Double line sharply to right, sack bunt to the pitcher. So there's a guy on third, 1 out, and Jose Ramirez is staring at you. It doesn't really get much worse. And a year ago, I think it's probably 2-0 before there's 2 outs in the game. So for him to buckle down, obviously Romy makes the play to throw out Quan at home. And then he walks the next guy, first and second, 2 down. And for whatever fucking reason, Carlos Santana is walloping the ball. He's hitting the shit out of the ball, but just foul. And the Guardians, dumb idiot managers, like, you know what? We just saw Bello try and chuck it into center field. What if we try and steal third and distract Carlos Santana, who just gets his knees buckled out looking after because he didn't want to swing because he was double stealing second and third. They tried to steal third. How many times in this game, T? Like 4?
It was crazy.
It was absurd.
Narvaez had Naylor by 10 feet. It wasn't even worth it.
And by Bregman had the ball so early he almost missed the tag because of how early he had the ball. Yeah. But to me, that was like, all right, Bello, from that point, he gets the strikeout looking. He just cruises from there. And the second biggest at bat he had was during the Bregman story. Duran, nobody's got it. Pop fly.
Oh my God.
And then he just comes back next pitch, strikes him out. Like that feels more like in the past, Bello would not necessarily blame his guys, but be like, fuck, man, it's all on me. And then he just serves up a cookie in the middle. And that's not what happened here. So those are the things more so than the home run per 9 coming off of injury and rehab and all that. To me, it's just like mentally, how is he comporting himself on the mound? And he looks like that guy right now.
It's a good point with that ball dropping, which Jarren's probably got to have and take charge there. I know. Somebody's got to have that.
Story was playing up the middle. I think that has to be Duran's ball.
Yeah, It looked like it was Duran's ball. But it's a good point, Coley, because when that happened, I immediately got a flashback to the Sox doc of him being like, fuck, and, it drops in left field, and then the next pitch is gone, and just slamming the glove. So that didn't happen. And so far, it's 2 starts, but so far, that kind of stuff hasn't happened. And I'm just thankful that they called that strike 3 on Santana, because how many times when the catcher comes up, they don't see it, and they just don't give you the strike. And Santana was complaining.
Santana was like, what?
He was complaining. I'm like, bro, that's almost middle, like, shut up. Like, he's just
the guy who knows the strike zone as well as any hitter in the sport as well, Carlos Santana.
Yeah. If anything, his point might have been like, no, like, you guys never call that a strike when he's trying to throw the guy out at third base. But no, that was a huge moment in the game. And how important are these first innings? I mean, you see it in game 1 where the first inning completely flips and now the rest of the game is different. So to put a 0 up there and then really settle in is what you hope, he can do moving forward.
And then
I will pitch
the
usage
player,
wise.
what?
There was some weird pitch usage stuff in this start, like extremely. He was throwing the four-seamer 25% of the time. Now, I don't know if that's Baseball Savant having an issue, and they were on the Nesson broadcast. They have a hard time differentiating between the sinker and changeup for him. I don't know if Baseball Savant was going through the same thing there. But like Will Middlebrooks was saying, give me more sinker. It felt like he was trying to lean on the changeup and the breaking stuff more in that start. I think you could say the same thing for Houck. It's okay to be aggressive and attack guys with that sinker because it's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Steve?
Real quick, you mentioned Middlebrooks. This is a big year for Middlebrooks. I think he's been crushing it so far. Jerry, you mentioned on Twitter, but like the Will and Will combo is incredible. They've been really funny together. But yeah, that's gotta be tough. I know Lou does a lot of, not as much this year, but a lot of jumping from TV to radio. And that's a very tricky thing. I don't think people give enough credit that that's a hard thing to do. And he's had a great season.
Will Middlebrooks literally jumps from radio to TV in the same game. He went from the radio call and ran over to the Wasabi studio to do the post game for Nesson. So my dog is out here grinding his balls off. He's out here, entertaining the folks at home with his Red Sox analyses. But I did want to point out Jarren Duran's performance in today's game. Rafi, by the way, couple homers. Love to see that from Rafi. Going the other way, pulling them, yanking them, fucking tank.
He was due.
He was big due. Duran, 4 hits in the series finale. Almost had 5 if he hit that fan in the face. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
That's a good point. I was going to say that. Nice line.
Fucking great point. Yeah. 1 week ago today, this is from Jared Carabas on X. It's the platform, a social media platform. 1 week ago today. Yep. Jarren Duran was hitting 232 with a 622 OPS. He finished today, Sunday, hitting 276 with a 740 OPS. Again, that's Jared Carabas, Underdog Fantasy on X, who had the stat on Duran. There was an incident with Jarren Duran on the field where there was a fan who said, let's see, what did they say? Fan said, "Hey, Jarren, you should go kill yourself," is what we were being told that the fan said. What I said to that was, this isn't just to this fan in particular. It's to any fan that wants to say something about that situation with Duran. What you need to know, you're a piece of shit human being if you say that. And what you also need to know, Jarren Duran's about that action. So he's not one of those hold me back guys. He is, if I've heard stories about, players needing to hold Duran back from like meeting someone in the parking lot after a game that like said something to him. So he's about that action. And I warned him, and not that he didn't know this, but I warned him. I was like, now that it's out there, just try to keep your cool when this is inevitably used against you. I said that speaking from experience. I was like, when I talked about it on a podcast in whatever it was, 2020 on Nardini's podcast, it was used against me multiple times, several times. I was like, what your brain is probably going to do is, I was like, whenever someone says it to me, it's almost funny. Like, it's not funny, but like your brain is like, wow, you are such an asshole that I can't even be mad about this because it's almost unfathomable that there is such a piece of shit out there who would like use this to like rattle someone. So I just spoke about my experience with it. Turns out he didn't find it funny. He had an issue with it and had to be held back or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, I see folks being like, he's gotta just not engage. It's like, you don't understand how hard that is to, if you're telling someone, hey man, don't be a human being. Like, hey, when you hear something that triggers, the number one thing that's going to trigger you, don't react. In the heat of the moment, you're going to be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's one thing if someone says it on Twitter and you're like, what an awful thing I just had to read about myself, but you can just click on their profile, mute, block, whatever you got to do. But if you're standing on a baseball field and you can see the motherfucker sitting in the front row and he's right there and he's saying it to your face, but like also behind a screen, I don't know, especially someone like Duran, who this is not his first time like going back at a fan. Very hard thing to turn off. Very hard thing to be like, I can't be a human being right now. I'm not going to react. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who. Maybe it was Duran himself in the Netflix doc that talked about being like an animal at the zoo. It's like, you know, people come up and they say these things about us, and like it's his words playing out in real life where you're a fan that paid a ticket to be there. You're watching athletes perform and you think you can say whatever you want to them and you're protected behind the glass of the exhibit. But guess what? You're not. Like you shouldn't be. I think if Duran were able to get to that dude and like actually took a swing on him, it's not it's not his fault. Like you shouldn't be able to press charges for assault if you're that guy. It's like you absolutely brought that upon yourself. And I know the Guardians just put out a statement.
I have it right out, Jared.
Yeah, could you read it?
Yeah, so they said, we are aware of the situation that took place during today's game between a fan and one of the Red Sox players that violated our fan conduct policy. We recognize the gravity of the behavior at issue here and take very seriously conduct of this nature. We apologize to the Red Sox organization, the player involved, fans in the area, and are addressing the situation. We have identified the fan in question and will work with Major League Baseball regarding next steps. We strive to provide the best experience to visiting players and fans, and that fell short today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the Guardians' fault. Guy's a fucking asshole.
You knew when the fans, Guardians or Red Sox, are all pointing at that guy, that it was clearly on that fan. Like, everyone was immediately like, get him the fuck out of here.
It was very funny. I've never seen a more unified group of people being like, it was him.
Duran just posted the screenshot of him on his IG story. I'm seeing on Twitter as well.
What?
Yeah, he posted the fucking Boston Strong tweet and then the John Boy, I think it was a screenshot of Will Middlebrooks tweet about it.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I wish he wouldn't react to it because I know that just incentivizes or motivates other fans to do that in the future, knowing that it gets to him. I think that's the only thing that I'm concerned about is like, as a fan of the Red Sox, I want, you know, one of the best players on the team to just be able to block that stuff out. But I just also know, been there, done that. Very, very fucking hard to, in my case, read someone say something horrible about that. In his case, you're seeing the person saying it to you, I don't know, 10 yards away, not even. I don't blame him at all for reacting. It's one of those things where everyone has that one button in the back of your brain that if you push it, I don't care where I am, what I'm doing, who's around, what the situation is, I'm going to react. You know, I think it's pretty obvious that would be his button that you can't push, which, yeah, you want to commend the guy for coming out and telling his story, because I think, you know, when they talked about it on the Nesson broadcast, so many people came forward saying that, you know, that helped me and men's mental health, and men never talk about their mental health. And it's inspiring for other people to get the help that they need, hearing his story. So it's not like it should never be a regret that he talked about it on Netflix. The regret is that there are people in the world that think just because you're behind a fence or in the stands that you think that you can say whatever you want. Like, no, you can't. Absolutely not. So the Guardians are going to handle it, but I wish that I almost wish it was handled by Duran. All it takes is one fucking swing from Duran on a fan that says something like that. No one else is like, now it's like, oh, he'll get mad if we say it. If Duran just fucking knocked this dude out unconscious, I don't think any fans are saying it again.
I think that would clear things up. One thing with when it comes to fan heckling, is that we don't see the amount of stuff that the players don't react to. All we see is the clip of, oh, you saw Duran and the fan today? Like, all right, now let's group that with the other ones that Duran's had with the fans. Like, the amount of stuff that gets yelled at these guys constantly. There was that game that I went to about a month ago where it was freezing. So Fenway was, I don't want to say it was like half empty, but there weren't a ton of people there. So moved down closer towards the dugout, was getting one of those videos I like doing of, legends on deck. And got Vladdy. And this dickhead was next to me, just constantly just yelling in his ear, are you worth that contract? You're not worth that contract, are you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I just want to shut the fuck up. Like, it's not even, doesn't always have to be the worst of the worst, which this is as bad as it gets. You're telling a guy to kill himself. That's literally about as bad as it gets in terms of a heckle. But it's just constant. Like, at these games, I don't think we realize how much these guys hear and how much they don't react to. So Jarren definitely deserves credit for that. Jerry, I mean, you touched up on basically everything here, but this was probably inevitable. Like, someone was going to do this, and people probably, unfortunately,
I didn't think it'd be this soon,
continue.
and I didn't think it would be Cleveland.
No, I wouldn't have pegged it as, I thought, the Bronx probably, but and maybe we get like a Verdugo situation again. But yeah, it's probably going to happen again because there's a lot of assholes, man. Like, they're out there, and when they see a reaction, like, they would love to be a part of that and send it to their buddies and be like, look at this, I got him to dance, like Jarren's talking about, like poke the zoo animal. So I think he handled it fine, and it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this happens, and it's unfortunate too that there's a lot of people out there, from the couch that are like, oh, you should just let it slide. Like, you try hearing someone tell you to kill yourself, and you just don't have a reaction to it. Like, you're gonna have a reaction to that.
When you've attempted suicide and someone says you should have killed yourself, how many of the people that fit that criteria, how many of them have the self-control to not react? Less than 1%?
I'd say like 0. Yeah, I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But we did allude to the crowd reaction. I will say, Cole, you're spot on. Like, insane reaction. I don't think I've ever seen in a baseball game, like, everyone at the same time, hey, oh, everybody did that, like, oh, and all pointing at him, they're like filming him, like, what is this guy doing? So what's that video that, like, yeah, tugging it, like, pull it and twist it, like, the guy in the crowd, and then everyone's like, twist his dick. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, that's, everyone had that same reaction of like, what the fuck did he just say? So I am glad that it was a community, especially on the road. You'd probably get that more at Fenway of everyone being like, go fuck yourself. But on the road, they were like, dude, you can't say that. So that was good to see.
Yeah. Yep.
But also, be nicer to the animals at the zoos. Like, there's no need to be mean to those animals.
No.
They're very depressed.
Yeah, they already got it tough at this point.
They are.
I'd say they have it easier than their counterparts in the wild. So that's another reason to just be nice to them.
Yeah, they
easier
don't have to
doesn't
fight
mean
for their
happy.
meals. They should be getting a cut.
Yeah.
I mean, at the gate, I think it's crazy that they don't get paid, but
they should get a day off. How about you let them out the cage every once in a while?
They always have a day off. Anytime you go, where's the leopard? Oh, they're in the back. Like, they get days off all the fucking
I love the let them out the cage.
dreams.
Like, the zoo's having a let them out the cage day where we got the lions loose today.
like, oh, where's the polar bear? He's in the lobby, dude. He's off today. He's smoking a butt.
Abolish all zoos. End all zoos. Ban them
cone.
all. They're inhumane.
Yeah, they're having some Coca-Colas. Yeah, predictable, right? I know, those guys. Anyway.
Yeah, fucking Petey.
They deserve this, though. Good guys, too. Good guys.
Slamming a Coke Zero out front, ripping a butt.
Cleveland fans also, like, getting too much credit from Jerry there. Like, there is a subsect of the fan base still, like, begging to bring back the old logo. Like, this is not a fan base of, like, clandestine people. Now, how people do with Boston, it's not the whole fan base. There's still good people in Cleveland, but it's not like this is like, oh man, what a great fan base. No, fuck that.
There is a big difference between I am dumb and I don't understand how racist the Chief Wahoo logo is, and I just have sentimental value and nostalgia for I want it back, versus you should kill yourself.
There isn't.
I think that there is. And these are Guardians fans.
No, I'm saying there's no difference between the first two things.
It blew my mind that people also were like, you can't chirp anymore. They took that away from sports. It's like, dude, do you think those are chirps? That's what fucking people say. That Trev's Chirps dude on TikTok, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him. That's what chirping should be. Fun, kind-hearted, like
no.
You don't think it's funny? You think it's lame?
Yeah,
I think if you want to do some shit like that, that's the way where the player's laughing with you as you do it.
No.
Like that's a way to get at someone.
This is a bad take.
I like the
you should
brilliantly
be able
dumb
to,
guy.
be able to be
Bob?
like, hey,
Bob
you
does
fucking
sports.
pussy,
Yeah.
you
He's funny.
suck. Like you should be able to at least get in their kitchen.
If you want to be that guy, I'm not that guy.
What you're saying, I'm not that guy either. But I think if T got into a fight, he would try to tickle you. He wouldn't try to punch you. Is what he's saying. Like, oh, I gotta disarm my opponent. Let me tickle his little belly. That's what you would do.
I'm not fighting anybody. I'm sitting in the stands watching a ball game. I want to watch you play baseball.
I'm watching a game. Hey, come on. What do you think of me?
Like I'm irrelevant. I'm just cheering because I like the sport and this team.
I think that you can get in someone's kitchen with a little chirping, but there's a line.
Just don't make it
that
personal.
Fan cross that line. No, yeah, I think so. When I was in, this would have been, I think 2019. I was in the bleachers. I think I was with Hubs, Marty, and Tommy Smokes, all the Yankee dorks, and
the big three.
The big three. And there was this dude. I remember JD Martinez was playing right field for the Boston Red Sox. And this dude in front of me was Googling the name of like his ex-girlfriend. And he was like, hey, JD, how's Rebecca? You fucking bum. And it's like, all right, like that's personal, but are you crossing a line? No, but
fucking bum is awesome.
But could it get into his kitchen? Maybe. You know, I don't think it's personal. It's crossing a line. It's also it's creative and it takes effort to have that chirp.
We don't have a lot of creative chirps anymore. It's not the chirp game is probably as bad as it's been in a long time, honestly.
Well, I'd say because we're a very pro player generation, like our generation of fans compared to the previous.
I just want some better chirps. And a lot of times it's just like later in the blowout games where the drunk guys come down and like they don't have good material. But they think they do. That's what sucks. Like they want to impress their buddies. And I'm like, you could be funny right now, but you've chosen to just use boring ass shit that's like not gonna make anyone give real laughs. Oh, you see that, dude? It's like, yeah, I did hear that. That wasn't good. Like, come on, better stuff.
Best chirps in recent memory were during 2020 when Fenway was empty and that guy scaled the back of the monster and shouted about 9/11 for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he was spitting back.
Didn't he say you're not Michael Jordan?
Yeah, to Michael Chavis because he had number 23.
He's wearing number 23.
Yeah.
You're no
and it's
Jordan.
facts. Like Chavis was not Michael Jordan.
No, he wasn't.
I've always said in basketball when the opposing team's shooting free throws, the whole stadium gets loud. JJ Redick talked about like when he played at Duke and he would go on the road and everyone yelled. It was so easy to drown out everything because it was just one noise. He said it was harder at Duke because it got so fucking quiet for his free throws that it was like one noise. That's where if one team, and I think only really on the Clippers might be able to pull this off. If one team out there could just dedicate a guy, everyone else shuts the fuck up in big moments. And there's just one guy. He doesn't even really have to say anything witty or like if it's just one guy, you don't know where he is talking. That's going to freak other people the fuck out. That's such an advantage. I don't know why no one's tried this.
You make a good point with the Clippers because they have the technology. They could probably literally silence people with like what those seats do, where you try to talk and words don't come out. I wouldn't be stunned if Ballmer like has that technology already.
I think just one guy in the wall somewhere just being like, hey, Jokic. And he's just like,
hey, you're fat. Yeah, there's something like that. Just completely get under his skin. That's a good idea.
Better if they were able to silence the entire arena and they designated 4 guys. So you didn't know front, back, left, right where it's going to be. That's right. That's going to freak
the Heckle boys
out. Yeah. The Heckle boys. Yeah. That's the fucking blowjob brothers out there trying to get in your kitchen.
You ever had a blowjob brother get in your kitchen, buddy? Yeah. I bet you haven't.
Yeah. Red Sox win 13-3.
Fun game. Really fun game. By the way, the
yeah.
Guardians. Oh, my God. What was going on defensively out there? It reminds me, like, this is probably what it's like playing the Red Sox the last 2 years, where it's like, get a load of these dickheads. They're booting the ball, losing it in the sun, throwing it around, throwing a second, guy steals home, technically. They basically made every mistake you possibly could. Missing cutoff guys, like, keeping a pitcher in when they clearly didn't have it. I don't know what the hell that was.
Throwing that last ball to Ceddanne Rafaela before he homered. I was like, come on, man. This is abuse to the pitcher.
Facing Ref Snyder there, I'm like, what is he doing? I know it was only a sac fly, but they did everything wrong in the finale, and it was glorious to watch.
I saw someone tweet the other day. They're like, man, all that Christian Campbell hype to start the year. He had a hot start. The kid cooled off. All this hype, yada, yada. He's hitting 305 with an 886 OPS. He scored 4 runs today. He walked 3
scored
times.
More runs than the Guardians himself.
He went 2 for 2 with 3 walks. He was on base 5 times and scored 4 runs. And one of them was the play that Steve just alluded to, where the Guardians, I think it was it wasn't a sac fly. It was a fly out to center fielder throws the ball back into the infield.
No, they didn't.
Swear to God. Go look at it.
Crazy.
I just looked at MLB.com. I thought the same exact thing.
That's
very funny. Yeah, so ball gets hit to center, and the dickhead in center field throws the ball back in to the infielder in front of the mound, or behind the mound, excuse me, and kicks off his glove, and Campbell just goes, and he dives in head first, safe. One of his 4 runs, by the way, that he scored today. I just love it. I love the aggression. I tweeted it at dinner. You guys are probably having breakfast, but I was at dinner, and I was like, I just love how the Red Sox are running the bases in this series. Like, the bases are 30 feet apart. And I believe maybe 7 minutes after that, Duran got thrown out trying to steal second base. But leading up to that, they were swiping bags left and right. They were stealing home. They were fucking taking the extra base. They were, Duran with the triples and the nipples and the chilies. It was great.
Nearly killed that ump rounding second on the hit and run yesterday as well.
Oh my God. Get out of the way, brother.
Yeah,
by the way,
gotta move.
Shout him out. Shout out that umpire, because other umpires, most umpires, older umpires, they have egos. And if you are burning around the base
plate
paths,
umpire that game.
Yes,
Or
agreed.
game 1.
You check the second base umpire. You shoulder tackle this dude. And what percentage of umpires in the union right now are being like, what the fuck, dude? You're out of the game, blah, blah, blah. Like, he laughed. He was like, that guy's fast as fuck. Like, I thought he just left first base and he just blew right past me. I didn't realize that a human being could run that fast. He was laughing. Like, that's what when we interview these guys around the league, and they're like, yeah, we'll just be like, yeah, hey, so what do you think about the Sox? And like, Jarren Duran's fast as fuck, dude. Like, I don't know what to say.
They all say
Devers also tanked it right over the umpire's head, so he had to duck, and then Duran was in his kitchen. So yeah, it was a confluence of events. But that umpire game 1 barking at Cora, and Cora being like, "Shut the fuck up," was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, what was that about, by the way? Because the ump was like, "Don't tell me what to do," and then Cora was like, "Fuck off." So that was a hilarious back and forth there. Whatever was going on.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense because there wasn't anything to like argue about either. It was just regular baseball was happening, and then he stopped it to be like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and Cora was like, "Go fuck yourself." Like,
literally nothing was happening, and they were getting very aggressive. Like, and they were just guessing in the booth. OB and I don't know, like the mound visit thing. I don't know what the hell that was. All right, the 2-2. It just made no sense, and then the game just kept happening. That would be funny, just out of the blue. Of course, just like, I'm just gonna let this guy know he sucks. Like, nothing just happened, but like, hey, Blue, you fucking blow.
Yeah, please. This guy, right? All right, yeah,
fucking suck, dude.
Time.
Fuck off. Time. Can I get some time, Blue? You're a real.
He tells the ump to shut the fuck up. Yeah. When you're calling those balls and strikes, how about you shut the fuck up?
I want you to know, me and all of my friends here fucking hate you and think you stink.
No, guys just been calling a great game. It's like, you fucking suck. I mean, nothing beats that Cora exchange with the ump where he's like, "Do you want me to run you?" And he goes, "No." And he's like, "All right, I'll run you." He just
okay, boom.
I said, "I don't want you to run me." I said, "I don't want you to fucking run me." He's had some good ump exchanges. This one's now in the mix.
Yeah, that's my manager, brother.
Call it. Oh, we got a double finger. Oh.
Call it.
Yeah, I just have to leave. So I'm going to say Christian Campbell for Ketchup and 2 out of 3.
Okay. Go C's.
Go C's.
Yeah.
Dog.
C's are playing tonight?
Yeah, game 4. After a tough game 3 loss in Orlando.
Wow, I can't believe it. But what I can believe actually is that I'm going to watch the C's with some ice cold blue moons tonight.
Oh yeah,
it's 11:15. This is pretty much like on par for like a normal Section 10 anyway, right?
Yeah, this ain't bad.
Definitely.
Oh, well, for a release time for you, it's going to be like exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. But what I do give a shit about is Blue Moon. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado, so it's no wonder why you crave it. Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience perfect year-round. And for the moments that you want a lighter option of your favorite beer, reach for Blue Moon Light. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. It not hard to find out here. I've actually been drinking some Blue Moons out here on my vacation. Again, vacation, which is where people take time off from work. Vacation, inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round. I'm on vacation. A wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste at only 95 calories. That tastes great when you're on vacation. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing when you're on vacation. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light on vacation. Blue Moon made brighter while you're on vacation. Get Blue Moon Light delivered when you're on vacation by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter on vacation. Celebrate responsibly when you're on vacation. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one on vacation.
The suck of vacation.
I just want to pay some respect to Rob Refsnyder, man. What he continues to do is absolutely incredible. Another homer off a lefty today. Logan Allen, who always reminds me of the Logan Allen traded in the Craig Kimbrell trade, who was supposed to be John Lester when the Red Sox drafted him. That's where my brain goes. That's what the Cops were at the time.
Of mine. I love that.
I'm not crapping on him, but you remember that's what people were saying at the time. But just Rob Refsnyder after today, it's a 168 WRC plus. Like, it's like he gets better every single year. In 2024 at 33, he has by far the best season of his big league career, or at least one that matches 2022, but he played way more. It's just Rob Refsnyder. I need him on this bench, whether it's always platooning with Abreu or Anthony when he comes up, whatever it may be. Rob Refsnyder deserves a spot on this team because he is one of the best platoon bats in baseball and just so consistent and so professional. He deserves his flowers.
Well, it's funny when we talk about his splits. It's like 353 against lefties, 313 against righties. It's not like he
keeps getting better.
He has a 916 OPS against righties. So, of course, the reverse split thing with him, it's like he's crushing everybody. He's kind of the dad of the team. I just always trust him. I'm like, no, he knows what he's doing. He's gonna do his job consistently, and he's been doing that now for how many years in the team? 3, 4?
17 years.
This is going to be his 4th season.
Yeah,
18th year in Boston, but. No, Rob's the best. Rob's the absolute best, and he's extremely consistent. The ball gets hit to him, it's like, yeah, he's gonna make the play. He comes up in a big spot, yeah, he's probably at worst gonna have a sac fly. There you go, sac fly. It's like every single time with him.
If the Red Sox make the World Series, he's hitting a home run in the World Series. I can see it now. I can picture it, Bobby Kelty style. It's playing in my head over and over again till the end of time.
Probably a solo shot too, like I think Kelty's was. Yeah,
that was a game winner. That won the World Series Game 4 off of
no
Brian
batting gloves,
Fuentes.
right?
Brian Fuentes. Yeah, no batting gloves. What was I going to say? Fuck. It was definitely it was something profound.
Damn it. You were about to say something profound.
I was going to say something profound.
About Rob Refsnyder?
No.
Fuck. Did we just lose a profound moment?
I think it was profound. It was before it was before T said something about Rob Refsnyder.
You were talking about moons?
Fuck.
No, it was Red Sox related, but it was profound.
Damn it.
Rafaela? Campbell?
No.
Let's go down the whole roster.
It's gone. It's so far gone.
Oh my God. I can't believe you ruined a profound statement.
That would have been a great spot for a profound moment.
Oh my God. It's a great spot to hear about ethos, Steve.
It certainly is, Jerry.
Yep.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Yeah.
That is because a lot of us know that we need life insurance to protect our family's financial future if anything happens to us. And one of the biggest excuses for putting it off might be that you think it's too expensive. Forbes released a study in March of 2025 that said over half of Americans don't have life insurance because they think it's too pricey. According to an April 2024 study, Jerry, people are overestimating the cost of life insurance by 3x. But with Ethos, you can get affordable life insurance easily online. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. That sounds perfect, honestly. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. As of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/section10. That's ethos.com/section10.
That's right, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Ethos. Ethos.
Red Sox win 13-3.
Red Sox win 13-3, Steve. Yeah, that was big. That was a big series win. That was big time.
Big time.
Did not strike out a lot those last two games, the Red Sox offense, which always feels like a sign that things are going well.
They win games, T, when they don't strike out.
Keep it under 10 and the dub.
I was having this conversation with my dad in London, and we were kind of going down the list of, I mean, it's early, but is Alex Bregman the best free agent signing of the offseason so far?
He's going to be in the mix, right? I think Fried still crush. Is Fried still dominating?
Yeah, they won again. Yeah, I think the Yankees are 6-0 in games started by Max Fried. Alex
Blake
Bregman's
Snell's hurt.
319 with a 937 OPS.
Yes, Snell's hurt.
He plays
Soto like 230, 220, whatever.
Yeah,
he blows. That deal blows.
Tyler O'Neill's on the IL. Didn't look great before that. Charlie Morton blows.
I mean, Crochet's obviously in the mix. Well, that doesn't count because he was traded.
Fucking idiot, dude.
In my brain, this was a new face, new place thing. Yeah, free agent. I think so, right? I don't think it's actually even much of a question now that I dive into the names
is
here.
the debate, but like,
yeah,
it's he's made 6 starts versus Alex Bregman plays every day.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bregman.
Yeah, it's Breggy. Yeah.
There you go. What's that award called? The best free agent so far of 2025 trophy?
Best free agent up until April 27th award. Brought to you by Ethos.
Brought to you by Ethos. There you go. He's going to be pumped to win that one.
Yeah.
I know that I've been seeing a lot of
fuck yeah.
Yeah, let him know. A lot of the guys are getting their gold gloves now before the game. I'm sure at Fenway on Friday they'll give him the best free agent signing before April 27th award presented by Ethos.
It's Bregman and Carson Kelly? Like those are the names?
No one talked.
Am I tripping?
That doesn't even count. You can't even count that.
I love Carson Kelly. I wanted Carson Kelly. The tweets, the receipts. Go check him.
No disrespect. He's outstanding. You advocated for him. Props to you. Shout out. Tip your cap. But
Willie
Adames has sucked.
They've all
he's
sucked.
Hitting 341. Carson Kelly. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's outstanding. He would be the best player on any team right now.
Huh.
Presented by Ethos.
Yeah, it's Alex. Yeah, presented by Ethos. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably the best award he's ever won.
Oh my god, he loves that shit.
What's the name of the award again? What is it called?
It's the best free agent signing through April 27th award presented by Ethos.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll be pumped. We'll have to make a graphic or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's already
I'm sure the Major League Baseball is already making one of those.
Yeah. MLB Network had a graphic. We're going to put one out.
Yeah.
Red Sox have one. MLB Cup 4. Hardball Talk.
Yeah, CBS. I think they started the CBS Nightly News with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
CNN
ABC
was talking about it. Anderson Cooper, where is he?
NBC, I think, had it.
Yeah.
CNN. Yeah, CNN was definitely talking about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Best free agent
They
signing.
spent like an hour on it.
27th award presented by Ethos. Yep. What?
We're only doing signings. You have to count Pete Alonso too, right?
No, it's same team, so he's disqualified, I think.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
That clip from that weird ass angle of him running to third is one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone run like that in my entire life. Did you guys see that? His legs just flailing all over the place. I'm like, what is this guy
That's how
doing?
I run. That's what it looks like.
I'd believe it too. Yeah, if there was anyone that runs like that, it's you.
Is that the award is actually best free agent signing for a player on a new team up through April 27th award presented by Ethos.
Okay. And that's all engraved in the trophy.
It's made out of diamonds. I think they have to laser it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that graphic. I think NBC had that of like the price of making this trophy versus like the price of the Stanley Cup and like the Lombardi and all these other ones. They're like, for some reason, this is just millions of dollars that the league pours into this trophy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. He's got to be fired up.
What was it? What was it in the shape of? What baseball item was it in the shape of?
It's in the shape of it's actually in the shape of a pyramid. I know that's not
shout out Jake,
a baseball shape, but it's like a three-dimensional looking pyramid. It weighs 235 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of diamonds, heavy diamonds that they use.
Yeah. It's just a whole thing of
They just cram so many diamonds into it that it's just so fucking heavy.
Yeah. 235 pounds. They said. I was like, what the hell?
Jeez. So there's no like baseball thing on it. It's just a pyramid. There's no like baseball symbol on it.
The pyramid is not a baseball shape, but at the top of the pyramid, they have, the donut that goes on the bat to like when you put that. Yeah. They got a donut on top. And people are like, wait, what? But it's like the weighted donut that you put on the bat to warm up.
That's where a lot of the pounds come from in the trophy. Yeah. It's that donut is just like at least 200 of the pounds, I think.
Yeah. 235 pounds. Yeah. 685,000 carats.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. The league went dummy with that. I remember seeing that press release of like, we're putting in, I think, $88 million into this trophy. It's like, come on, guys. You got to find a better way to use that. But no, it's a cool trophy. There's no denying it.
Yeah, let me do some quick math here. How much would 685,000 carats of diamonds be worth?
It's about 2 million.
You don't know.
I'm pretty good with diamonds.
Steve was kind of close. The worth of 685,000 carats of diamonds is impossible to determine without knowing their quality, cut, and specific market conditions. However, a rough estimate based on the value of 100-carat diamonds sold at Selfbees would be between $85 million and $260 million.
There you go.
I got a diamond calculator right here.
Sam is going off this.
I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
The Cullinan.
If anyone has seen the battle I've been going through here,
the Cullinan, a 3,106.75 carat diamond, for example, was valued at up to $2 billion. So I don't know, maybe because it's not one singular diamond. So like that I get would be worth billions. But if it's $685,000, 685,000 carats worth of diamonds, then it's anywhere between 85 and $260 million.
Yeah, so the league actually was kind of cheap with this. It's on the lower side, only being 88 million. So if anything, they actually saved some money in making this trophy that totally needs to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Rob Manfred.
Yeah. Well, he had
opened his wallet when he needed to.
This is Ethos.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
right.
Ethos footed the bill for this. Yeah, they put down the 88 mil for this.
$88 million for this award. The pyramid with the donut on it. Made completely.
It'd be funny if a pitcher won this award. They're like, "What the fuck's there a donut on this thing?" It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
That's just what it's always been, baby. Don't worry about it. We Ethos, baby. We do what we want.
Yeah, Ethos doesn't give a fuck about anyone that has a bad opinion about the trophy. They're like, this is what the trophy is. This is what the trophy is going to be. This is what the trophy always has been. Ethos.
100%. Ethos cares about two things. That's life insurance and that fucking April 27th trophy.
Yeah.
In that order.
That's all they care about, man.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I can't wait to see who wins it next year.
I know. I mean, it sucks that for everyone else that the running's over, like Breggy won, but and he can flip this thing too. You could sell that for a lot. I mean, maybe 100.
Well, he's got money. He's got money.
Wait,
no, I know.
He could win it again next year if he opts out and they extend him or make a new deal happen. He might just do that just to win a second time.
But wouldn't that? I mean, isn't one of the and this is all Ethos rules, by the way, but isn't one of the rules that you can't be on the same team?
That only applies to Pete Alonso, not Alex Bregman.
Yeah, right. Ethos said, no, this is only a Pete Alonso thing. This doesn't apply.
It's in the contract.
Ethos just makes up.
When he signed his deal, it said that he couldn't win the April 27th trophy. They're like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Because they knew he was going to try to win it and then like sell it to try to get more value because he probably thought he was making more money this offseason. And they're like, oh, he's going to go for the Ethos trophy. Like, obviously, that's what he's going to do. So they wrote it in there.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex Bregman, though. That's big, man.
I know.
That's like double his
so far
salary this year.
It's almost exactly double, yeah. Yeah, he's now making, he's basically making $130 million this year now. You value in the trophy.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's getting his whole deal in year one because of Ethos, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man.
I know. I love those people at Ethos.
Shout out to Ethos. Yeah, I mean they definitely.
I will say Bregman deserved better.
Oh yeah. Well, he'll put it on his socials too, so like everyone will see it.
Yeah. How did Bregman deserve better? T? What are you talking about?
Game 2. Game 1 yesterday when he smoked that ball to right field in the 9th. I was already like, it's over Nolan Jones' head. I thought they were tying the game up in that spot. I 100% was confident.
That was the perfect swing. He was waiting on that pitch. He gets great contact on it. I thought that was over his head too. Honestly, them not tying that game was such a tease. The game sucked really from the bottom of the first on, but not getting a run across when you got first and second with no outs in the 9th. It's like, come on now. What are we doing?
Should have been a sweep.
I've had a couple of those, but hey, they haven't gotten swept. Sign of a good team. Have not gotten swept yet, so that means something.
Finally.
Here we go. All right. See you guys next week.
All right.
Wow.
Klarks Ketchup Series MVP. Series MVP.
The Klarks Ketchup Series MVP brought to you by Klarks Ketchup. Drizzle that ketchup. Coley left and he voted for Christian Campbell, I heard.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's see if he gets destroyed like I did.
We've got two missing folks. Coley's vote. Christian Campbell. Jake texted in his vote. Jarren Duran. I will be joining Jake voting for Jarren Duran. T-Dog, who you got?
It's Jarren Duran. When you don't get a hit in the first game of the series and you still have the most hits of anyone on the team, for that series was 7. I think that speaks on its own. Stealing home, ultimate spark plug. When he's right, the entire Red Sox offense goes. And one of the most encouraging things about Duran, we know he's been hitting the ball hard. 6 for his last 7 against left-handed starters. That's always been a weakness in his game. I think if there's one thing we've seen with Duran, he continues to get better and better. I think we're about to see one of those months where he's on an absolute heater. This is just the start of it.
Steven?
Yeah, I didn't catch all of Saturday night's game live. Had to watch some of it back. MLB, by the way, on their YouTube does a great job of doing the recaps of games. And I bring that up to say that watching the recap, it's just Jarren Duran flying around the entire night. He's just, like, you could have done an entire 5 minutes of him just running around the bases, and that's exactly what you need him to be. 7 for 11 in the 2 wins in this series. The first real steal of home, like we mentioned, by a Sox player in 16 years. He was ready to punch a fan in the face. It's the full Angry Lizard experience in the W's and in the series. And so, yeah, my Klarks Ketchup Series MVP is also Jarren Duran.
Wow. It's a great pick.
He deserved points for not punching that fan out.
Steve got bullied by Will Fleming on the air for having the only pick that you were the unanimous preventer for the last ketchup vote. Let's see.
I know. He accurately called me out there, but then gave love to the head.
Tom Karen. Duran steals home 4-hit day and then tells an asshole fan to screw themselves. I don't know how you say asshole, but don't say fuck. You can say fuck, TC.
I know. I thought he was going to say fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. OB. Talking Sox. Duran. He's my MVP of the series. Productive couple of days. Like that. Loomer. Duran. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Jamai. I'm going with Jarren Duran. I think that brings us to... Actually, no. Fuck. That's on me. I thought... Are we getting Middlebrooks? No, I have Hogdale.
Yeah, what about Hogg?
I don't know if we're getting... Well, because in the scoop shop, Will said... Did he say he was getting Middlebrooks on this one? I don't know. If we don't get Will, then that's on me. I could have sworn that Middlebrooks was on this audio file. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. Anyways, here's Hogdale.
Fellas, what is up? We're out here drizzling some ketchup after the Sox take 2 of 3 against the apparently bloodthirsty for Jamai Webster Cleveland Guardians. Seriously, like, leave Jamai alone. Leave him alone. That's our buddy. We love Jamai Webster. The Sox were out here, though, man. They played some good baseball. I got to say, in terms of ketchup, my decision came down to basically one guy, but like, I do still want to acknowledge Rafael Devers. Mm-hmm. I think his contributions to this series are going to be a bit overlooked. He was barreling baseballs every game in this series. Hit a home run, multiple extra base hits. Still commanding presence of the strike zone. He's walking more than he's ever walked before. Loving what I've seen out of Ravi this series. It really looks like he's going to have his really big breakout here very soon. But I got to give Ketchup to the beating heart of the Boston Red Sox. Our spark plug, Jarren Duran. No one in this team is more fun to watch when they are going than Jarren Duran. I mean, dude, like to end the series off the last 2 games with a 3-hit performance and then a 4-hit performance, you steal home. It really seemed like Duran doing his thing on the bases energized the entire team to encourage them to go absolutely buck wild. Love what Duran did. Amazing contribution. He gets my Klarks Ketchup Series MVP. Also, P.S. the guy that said that shit to him at the game should be beaten with hammers very violently. Anyways, boys, good talking to y'all. See you next time.
That's Hogdale. And he's right. He's right. With hammers. Violently.
I'd bite him.
Yeah. T would bite the peen, I think. Would you bite the peen if you saw that guy?
I got good.
This bite right on
Very
his penis.
sharp teeth.
All right, here's what I hope is also Will Middlebrooks. If it's not, I'm going to have to send him a text message and get his vote.
There he goes again.
God save the Queen and God save motherfucking Section 10. Jerry's in London. We're in Cleveland. Sort of different places.
Oh, shit, that's my bad. I forgot.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no, it's
take 2 of 3. They blast off today, 13-3. Will Fleming, Will Middlebrooks. Coop has not watched any movies, but we might let him get a word in edgewise.
Nice.
Brooksy, they needed this so bad, and we'll get into the catch-up in a minute, but this was sort of a top-to-bottom, really strong finish to the series.
Yeah, there were a couple, just good team wins, right? Game 1 of that doubleheader, you're thinking, oh, boy, you find a way to lose that game. You give up that big 4 spot early, and you're thinking, here we go. Find a way to win Game 2, a complete ass-kicking. In Game 3, I forgot I could say that. I've been on air also for so long. I was like, oh, I can say that here or in a safe space. But that was just one of those wins where you're like, okay, let's get the boys hot.
It seems like that's been the story of this season, trying to keep the momentum going into the next one. But the problem for you now, Will, is that we got Cooper Boardman here. He told us today before the game he weighs 135 pounds. You squatted him a couple of times. There's going to be some physical activity the next 3 nights, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a weird way to put it. But off day tomorrow in Toronto, you never know what's going to go down. But I can confirm he is no more than 134 pounds. Bird bones for sure. Easy squat. I'm not the strongest guy anymore. I got a bad back. We talked about that on air. I got a lot of metal holding my left leg together. I was getting full range Bulgarian squats with you on my back.
Coop, how'd it feel to take a ride on Middlebrooks?
Oh. Pause. Thank you. I was sweating. He was sweating. A lot happened. I don't know. Yeah, it's just the facts. I was there. You were there. It was fun. And you know what? They won, so might have to do it Tuesday.
Tomorrow we're going to bench press. Yeah, we'll bench press in a little bit. Look, this team, for as frustrating as they've been, what is it now? 8 of their last 12. They've won 3 of their last 4 series. The cool thing is we just said, Will, top to bottom team win. I think there are a few ways you could go. I know what I'm doing for Ketchup this week. We have not talked about it at all. I think people think it's rigged because we have some conversation. We've not said a word to each other. No idea. I have no clue. But the floor is yours to drizzle.
Well, you could look at today's game and say, Cedar Rafaela, right, 5 RBIs. He's been heating up over the last 3 weeks. He's hitting just under 300. That's a good sign. But this series belongs to JD, the man, Jarren Duran. He still's home. He's got 7 hits in 2 games, driving in runs, hitting triples, going wild on the base paths. Almost put a guy in a headlock and sent him to the hospital in the stands for running his mouth, bumping the gums a little bit. Had to hold him back. But this is all Jarren Duran for me.
He could teach a thing or two to Coop about how to lift a weight. Cooper, where are you going, man?
Yeah, I'm in the same spot. What's the calorie count on ketchup? I could probably use a little bit of that. I'm in the same spot.
No dairy in there, so you're
all right, we're cool. We can sit in the booth together then. I'm going Jarren Duran as well. If you steal home, you get ketchup. It's not that deep.
Yeah, season votes by both of you. Look, I mean, Campbell was awesome. Aroldis Chapman, great again. Devers is hot. He's homered 2 of the last 3. Rafaela, awesome today. Rob Refsnyder never plays, and all he does is bang. But look, the steal of home right now is the signature moment of this season. There's just no denying it. And this team goes as far as he takes them. That's what Alex Cora has been saying forever. He leads them. They follow his lead. And the steal of home just turned this entire series around. Fuck that fan who said that to him. Yeah. We can say that quite simply.
Shit, man. Like, I'm fine with you heckling players, but you don't cross a line when it comes to mental health and a player who has been very open about his struggles to help other people. That's the reason he came out about that. And for you to run your mouth and pop off like that, it's disgusting. Can't happen. I hope that guy never steps foot in a major league ballpark ever again.
Well said. Look, Duran leads the Red Sox. They go to Toronto with momentum. Off day tomorrow. This is pretty obvious. The Klarks Ketchup Series MVP is Jarren motherfucking Duran.
There you go. Very appropriate. Also caught the final out of this series.
Yeah, true.
Jarren Duran.
The double.
2 ketchups?
In the 9th.
2 ketchups?
1, if I'm not mistaken, by my count. That is 1 for Jarren Duran, 1 for Trevor Story, 1 for Alex Bregman, 1 for Wheelie Abreu, and 1 for Garrett Crochet.
This is his first ketchup of the season?
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, he's been hot the last couple weeks. He's hitting like 320 the last couple weeks. So this is obviously a newer version, or the version we saw for a lot of last year. Now back for 2025.
I guess you're right, Steve. I guess you're right. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought that he at least had one other one. But yeah, what a series! What a series for the Sox. Yeah, what a series for the Sox. What a series for Mando. You know what I mean, Steve?
Big time.
Yeah. The thing that I love the most about Mando, especially when I'm in London, you know, you're in a plane, you're in a hotel. It's like, I don't know, I feel dirty. But with Mando, it's safe to use anywhere on your whole body. Pits, balls, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, and feet. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours, which is huge. Very big. All products are baking soda free and paraben free. Choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after the shower, the average man's grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor level is a 0 out of 10. Again, that's with Mando. You want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now? You can find them at Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. For the best deals, go to shopmando.com. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes. And of course, there's free shipping. As a special offer, for the Section 10 listeners out there, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive promo code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use the promo code Section10 at shopmando.com. That's SHOP, M as in Massachusetts, ANDO.com. And please support our show. Tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. You know what, T?
What?
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming! Stop and Shop. Look ahead. Stop Stop and shop.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
What's better than having to stop and shop, getting it done for all of you?
There's nothing better, Poppy. There's nothing better than Stop and Shop getting it done for all of you. Nothing at all. Much like me, the Red Sox are leaving the country. They're heading to the great up north. What is it called? The Great North? The Great what North? Something North.
Yeah, I would have given you up north. That sounded close enough.
The Great North.
The Great North.
They're going to the Great North.
We'll stick with that's good. Yeah, that's good. They're going to the Great North. The GN. Hey.
The Great North, presented by Ethos.
The Big North.
Yeah.
Yep. Are we giving Sean Newcomb another start? Is that happening? Did he just pitch today?
No. Nope. Correct. He finished the game.
All right. People are like,
one of the famous nicknames of Canada is the Great White North. Nah, that sounds stupid. That's like a shark.
Oh, because of snow.
Yeah, it's because of snow, but I think a shark.
snowy.
If you throw Great White next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, boob time.
It should be Crochet, Giolito, Houck.
Heading to the Great North for some boob time this weekend.
Boobs. Yeah, I'm seeing all TBDs for the Jays, but I believe it's Bowden Francis and Jose Barrios. We don't know for the last one.
I hate that guy.
Yeah. Anyways, Garrett Crochet, 2-2, a 195 ERA, a 105 WHIP, and a 10.7 strikeouts per nine. Struggled against the Blue Jays earlier this year. 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs. Only one of them earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, gave up a home run. It's the only home run that he's allowed this year, so don't tell anyone that. He has had 2 weird starts where he couldn't find the plate, 2 starts where he has 4+ walks, the other 4 starts, 6 walks in 27 innings. So, which Garrett Crochet are we going to get? Don't know. Tune in to find out on Tuesday. It looks like the Blue Jays haven't announced any starters, but we're going to guess it's Bowden Francis. Bowden Francis, 2-3, a 3.58 ERA, a 119 WHIP, and a 7.2 strikeouts per nine. The numbers are a little bit deceiving. He has a 5.46 FIP, but a 3.58 ERA. Loves giving up home runs this year with 6 already. His splitter, pretty good. 42% whiff rate, 11 of his 22 Ks. Been a bit unlucky with his results so far, despite all the home runs. His expected average and slug are higher than the actual numbers on 4 of his 5 pitches. I would say this would be a good time to get the bats going. Would be against Bowden Francis. Game 2 on Wednesday. That would be the Lucas Giolito return. Obviously, no numbers there. This is his first start as a member of the Boston Red Sox. He, in all likelihood, will be going up against Jose Barrios. He's 1-1 with a 4.24 ERA, a 141 WHIP, and a 7.4 strikeouts per nine. His only win this year was against the Red Sox. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Curveball's been great, 182 average. 9 strikeouts, 26% whiff rate. Changeup has been his best pitch this year. 214 average, 11 strikeouts, 47% whiff rate. He's struggled a little bit against righties this year. 859 OPS against righties, 762 against lefties, which is great because that's all we have is lefties. And then in the series finale, you'll have Tanner Houck versus TBD. We do not know who's going for the Jays in this start, but it is Tanner Houck, who's 0-2 with a 7.58 ERA, a 169 WHIP, and a 7.3 strikeouts per nine. His splitter, huge difference this year. 2024, a $194 average, 264 slug. This year, it's a 379 average and a 448 slug. Sweeper's been unlucky. It's a 308 average, but it's a 247 expected average. 513 slug compared to a 399 expected slug. So we'll see what happens there. We look at this Blue Jays lineup, and you've got Bo Bichette, who has not homered yet. 693 OPS, no homers. Springer, hot start. 932 OPS, 9 extra base hits. Vladdy, 779, very modest 779 OPS with a couple homers. Yeah. Jeff Hoffman, I know T, we love Jeff Hoffman. 135 ERA. He's already got 6 saves on the year. They've got some arms in their bullpen. Chad Green, familiar face out there. He's pitching well. Garcia, Little. Yeah, they've got some arms in their cute little bullpen. Prediction time. Coley said 2 out of 3. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He did.
Coley said 2 out of 3. Jake texted and said got a sweep and Jarren. So that's a sweep for Jake. It's 2 out of 3 for the McMahon. Steve, where are you at on this one?
This should be an interesting series. I think you need Ace Crochet back on Tuesday to set the tone in the series opener. Still got a sub-2 ERA on the year at 1.95. Bowden Francis has a career 0 ERA against the Red Sox in 5 appearances, including 2 starts. I don't like him. Maybe he's a nice guy. I just don't like him. He looks like a camp counselor out there. He's got this windup where I'm just like, God, they just can't touch him. They've never been able to touch him. So hopefully they hit him hard because I think he stinks. Long-awaited Giolito start. Obviously, Jerry, you alluded to it. He was pretty trash in that last Woo Sox start. 6 walks and 4 2/3. That's rather terrible. So interested to see what his first Red Sox start looks like. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the person. Right? This has been a long journey to get to this point. Hopefully that goes well in Game 2. And they might need it to go well in Game 2 if they want to win the series because Tanner Houck's going in the series finale. So I got 2 out of 3. The Jays are 29th in the majors in homers, which surprised me. Only 15 total bombs on the year in 27 games. The Red Sox have homered in 13 straight games, just for a comparison there. I want Duran to stay hot. Obviously, Angry Lizard is what runs this team when he's doing what he's doing right now over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, Sox 2 out of 3.
T?
Yeah, I'm going to join Steve right there. I do think Crochet is going to be out for revenge after that last start. It just felt like as he's trying to figure out his identity, that was a bump in the road, but he understands he needs to kind of get back to what he was doing every start prior to that Mariners one and kind of hold that mindset and get back to attacking hitters. So I think you're going to see Crochet come out and give you an ace performance. Tanner Houck throughout his career has actually been very good against the Blue Jays. In 43 2/3 innings, he has a career 3.09 ERA. He's made 8 starts against them, only given up more than 2 earned runs once. It was 6 that one time, but every other start, he's more than handled himself and shown up there. I am a little worried about Lucas Giolito, a little context to that rehab outing he did go through. Walk 6, he was trying some mechanical adjustments to throw harder in the early innings of that start because people have been pretty disappointed with the velo. It's been about 89 to 93. Just didn't work, so he went back to what he had been doing prior, and he retired his final 6 batters. I think there is going to be a little bit of a learning curve, or at least just working some of that rust off for Giolito here. But it seems like Cora was the one really putting his foot down and saying, hey, if he's healthy, then he needs to be up here and do his thing. I think Tanner Houck will have a bounce back start. Give me 2 out of 3. It was a rough showing for me today.
Made up for it from last one. I think you had a no-hitter last time, so this is good.
He did. Well, he's switched to hell, so yeah.
Not a no-hitter, a no-hayer. You had a no-hayer, but yeah, this is not a no-hayer today.
No. And I think he got suspended twice, right? Twice? Once. Twice?
Once.
Yeah, just an early one. Not having the coups ready.
Yeah, that's I think I'm going to go 2 out of 3 as well. Sometimes you get put in the clink, T. It's okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 2 out of 3. Going to join everyone else. I'm not going to try and be go against the grain here. Just what I feel. I like the first 2. That's what sucks is I kind of feel like it's going to be a loss going into the pod, which sucks. I don't like that.
I don't love that. But if you see it coming, we see it down the street, right? We can anticipate this a little bit, so it might make it a little bit less frustrating when we know. And that finale, we're probably coming off an L. If you can get those first two, I'm totally fine. I don't want to say I'm totally fine with losing the finale, but if you get the first two, hey, oh, geez, God, I'm doing it. What is going on here? We're all haying.
Hey, crew. The influence.
Hey,
Jake.
Hey, just get the first two, all right?
Yeah.
Get the first two. It's what, 18 and 15 if they go 2 out of 3 here. That feels good and might have you right around first place in the division.
That's what I was saying is like, I think if the Red Sox were to jump into first, that's the only time that I think we would kind of come into the pod like red hot. But it's a long season. You know, I think if they lose the finale, but they still take the series, like we'll be upbeat. The only time we're like cranking the horn coming into the pod is like, oh shit, they're in first place. Or like they just beat like a first place team and I'm feeling good about it. If they take the series from the Jays, I'll be like, yeah, they should have done that. So it's okay if they lose the finale.
And if you come out and you lose, you're sitting in 3rd or 4th place.
Just kind of how it goes in the AL East.
Why'd you say that?
I know you shouldn't have said it, but
yeah,
you got to acknowledge both sides.
They're going to win 2 out of 3. It's whatever.
They're going to win 2 out of 3.
The series is over.
Yeah.
When I look ahead, and you wind up dead if you don't listen to what Steve says. Even then, you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears. Chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather Look Ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
And chew them with your mouth.
You chew them with your mouth. How have those Williams Gummers?
Yeah, Williams Gummers.
How have those been out there?
You know what? Not to go off topic here for a second, I do have to say, for anyone that's never been to London, and it's probably a good thing, but it still is pissing me off. Their orange soda is different here. Did you get an orange soda
that's
here
very
before,
specific.
Steve? Yeah. So like
no, I wasn't in London. I've never been there.
Okay. In London, they are super health conscious. Like if you walk around, you're not seeing a lot of jiggly asses. You know what I'm saying? So I think what why did you just put your hands up, T? I wasn't talking about you.
No, I wasn't saying me specifically, but I feel like I'd be unwelcome now.
No, you're American. Like they just yeah. So like obviously you know that they drive on the wrong side of the road here in the UK, but they also do it on the sidewalk. So I say no to that. Like we won the war. We are the greater country. So I'm going to walk on the right side and I'm just going to dummy you. If you try and like we're going to win this standoff.
You're just plowing through people. Nope.
Yeah, like nope. If you're walking towards me, like one of us has to move. So it's not going to be me. Like I'm walking on the right side of the sidewalk. But anyways, in the UK, their orange soda, they don't do like the dark dye. So it looks and tastes like a carbonated orange juice. It doesn't look or taste like orange soda. It's carbonated orange juice, but it's a Fanta. Like it's the same company, but just different ingredients in the UK.
This might be a Europe thing. I remember going to Spain when I was at Endicott, and one of our biggest takeaways was Fanta Naranja. And it was like maybe the most delicious soda I've ever had. But it was more like that, Jerry, where it had that orange juice soda combination feel, and it was incredible. So maybe that's just a Europe orange soda.
UK Fanta gets its color from carrots, pumpkins, and orange fruit, while the US version gets it from dyes, which is red 40 and yellow 6. Isn't red 40 that thing everyone's like,
it's killing everybody. Isn't that like a cancer thing or whatever?
That's like
so I think
in
that's
America,
what it is.
like we have. There's a reason why everyone walking around here has got a tight butt, and people in America just be jiggling all over the place. It's the orange soda.
It's everyone that's just chugging these orange sodas here. Yeah, that's got to be it. I'm glad that you cracked the case here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, why does Mexican Coke taste so good then?
What are they
Isn't that
using?
just a bunch of
Different kind
sugar?
I don't know. It's better than our Coke.
I think it's just loaded up with sugar, T.
If anyone knows where I can buy some of that, hit me up. DMs,
Mexico.
wherever.
Red Sox take on the Toronto Blue Jays in a 3-game set in the Great North. Game 1, Tuesday, 7:07 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I liked the Great North. I liked landing on that. 7:07 first pitch, 65 degrees, showers, 21-mile-an-hour winds. That weather's going to suck for Game 1, but it is a dome. Game 2, Wednesday, 7:07 p.m. Eastern first pitch, 47 degrees. Partly cloudy, 1% chance of rain. No, definitely not. It's not going to rain, but it's going to be pretty cold out there. 7-mile-an-hour wind, so at least the wind dies down. Again, dome. Game 3, Thursday, 7:07. I don't love, I say this all the time, but I don't love the 7 o'clock finales. I really don't. 7:07 first pitch, 47 degrees again. Rain. Nope. 74% chance of rain, by the way. 11-mile-an-hour winds. Pretty crappy weather series in Toronto for this 3-game set in the Great North against the Blue Jays. But again, it is a dome. It is a roof that closes at the Rogers Center. That is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears or Williams Gummers. You chew them with your mouth.
Wow. And if you want to go to any of these games in Toronto and you want to see the Boston Red Sox play in the Great White North, all you got to do is download the Game Time app. If you have a need, actually, I have a need. Like, when do they go? They don't go again until what, September? I forget who I was talking to about this. I want to go. I've never been to Toronto. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Now that I've been to London and had to use my passport, I think it expires next year. So I don't want to go through the like now. Once my passport expires, I'll never leave the country ever again. So like, if I'm going to go to Toronto,
I was going to say, is that it? So this is this is it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, doors closed. So if we're going to do Toronto, it's got to be soon. So maybe I'll get tickets on Game Time because Game Time makes tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. If you're in the Toronto area, I would say maybe go to the Garrett Crochet game. Or, it'd be cool to see Lucas Giolito's first Red Sox start. I think that would be an interesting game. And I don't know that I would spend money on the series finale, but who knows? If that's the only game you can go to, it's better to go to a baseball game than not. That's my take on it. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time Picks makes last-minute ticket buying easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best deals in the stadium. Save even more when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats for you. Toggling their all-in pricing feature shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee your Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, that is SECTION10, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price. And you know it's guaranteed, baby. You know it. You know it's guaranteed. Right, T?
Of course.
All right. That's it, right?
That'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I'm not apologizing for no podcast after the Mariner series. Not too.
Oh, I think we got that.
I think the Reddit went through a turning point with this situation. It felt like it flipped once you got in there, Jared, and there were some apologies. There were people coming clean. Well, that's why I texted you when I did, because it was 6 a.m. and I was like, this is very early.
I mean, it was.
I gotta say,
11 a.m.
For you,
me.
it wasn't.
I love the. I don't. Again, I'm not really on the Section 10 Reddit, but someone sent a screenshot, and it was like controversial opinion, and then in the body of the post, I actually really like the Section 10 podcast. I was like, okay, that's the state of the Reddit right now. That's where we're at. But no, I love you guys, regardless of opinions.
I don't.
Let it be known. Let the record show. Jared does not love you guys.
Yeah, I mean, the mean people on the Reddit, I don't love them. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's for anyone that doesn't know, it was like The Wall, Pink Floyd, The Wall. It was because Roger Waters wanted to build a wall between himself on stage and the fans in the crowd because he hated his own fans so much. And I was like, that's me. I hate the people in the Reddit. They're mean. They're just mean. They're just mean people. Like, I want to build the wall between me and the people of the Section 10 Reddit that are just fucking assholes. Like, I'm sitting there, like, it was literally it was like 6 a.m. back home, 5 a.m, and I'm just like, wait a second, what? Like, what is going on here? And yeah, I would say, did it ruin the first day of my vacation? Half of it. Yeah, half of it. I was fucking pissed. So
half. It's not terrible.
It was only half. I can only stay mad for so long, and then I start eating like Cinnabons and like eating cookies, and I'm like, I'm now happy. So
I think anytime you've been upset at me over the last decade, it's always been pretty brief. It's like, what the fuck, Steve? And then like a little time will go by, and then you're just like, boobies. So yeah, it doesn't really take that long for Jerry to get over it.
I can't care about anything for that long. Like even good stuff.
Takes a lot of effort. I know.
Yeah, like even when people if people say that they like something, like a show or like a blog, and it was years ago, I'm like, I feel uncomfortable accepting praise for this, because it's like getting an A on a paper and having it on your fridge like 5 years later. It's like, okay, but what did you do? Like what have you done for me lately? So I just can't. I don't dwell on things. I don't I don't get too hung up on stuff. But I was fuming that morning, because I was like, I always get the blame for the bad stuff. And these people, I was like, me and T were ready to go. Like, Steve was sick. Coley had something fucking come up. Like, it happens. And I was like, do we want to wait until we have everyone? Okay, well, by the time we have everyone, like, T has work during the day. Steve has work during the night. I'm on vacation. Like, I'm on a fucking tour bus. Like, we were just zooming around London. I was like, it just didn't work out. And that's okay. Like, it's the fact that I didn't say, hey, like, fuck.
This is going from all-time bad performance to an all-time great one for me.
Yeah,
it's balancing out.
Like Kirk will just take off 2 months at a time, and his listeners are just like, all right, yeah, like, that's if he's working on another project or he just needs a mental break, like, it's all good. It sucks. Like, we obviously want to listen to Kirk, but he'll take a break here and there. And I was saying, I'm going on vacation. There's a 5-hour time difference, and I'm still going to do my best. And it is what it is. Maybe my mistake was saying that I would still try to do it, because if I don't do every show, people are going to fucking complain. Like, the Baseball is Dead people were complaining. They're like, how did you have time to do Baseball is Dead but not Section 10? How did you have time to pop in here? If you only have 20 minutes to pop in, then don't pop in at all. I'm like, buddy, like, I'm doing my best. Anyways, London review, probably 2 booms. I think it's one of those things where you do it to say you did it. Like, today was cool. I saw the building that the Beatles played their last live show on, the rooftop, the Get Back documentary that just came out recently on Disney Plus. That rooftop, very, very surreal to be standing outside of that thing, looking up and being like, wow. We did the Jimi Hendrix Museum yesterday, me and my dad. That was really cool. They recreated his flat, his apartment. It's not all of his original shit, but like they went through photographs of his flat and everything is kind of like how it was, and it is in his actual apartment that he lived in London. So that was cool. Yeah, and then I think we're doing Abbey Road tomorrow. Yeah, so we'll do
there you go.
The cross in
that
the
feels like
street.
a must.
Yeah. We'll do the cross in the street picture thing tomorrow. That'll be cool, and then get to see the studio. We were outside Paul McCartney's house today. He's not here, but it was kind of cool to be standing. T.
What's up with this whole Big Ben thing they got going on over there?
It's a clock.
Yeah, it's just a clock, T. That's it.
Is there like an elevator or something you take inside of it, or no?
No, it's just a clock. Just tells time.
Fucking sucks, man.
You can't go to the top of Big Ben?
Maybe. I don't know. We didn't.
Oh, you can climb up it. That doesn't sound fun.
Jesus Christ.
No chance.
Yeah. The bus tours are cool. You can kind of just, it's like hop on.
Yeah.
Actually, their train system is very smart. I don't know why we don't do it back home in Boston, but instead of like getting like the fucking Charlie card or like the whatever the fuck card in Manhattan, and everyone just hops the gates anyway, you just take your credit card and you tap it and then it lets you in. You have to tap in and tap out. Makes so much sense.
That should be what everybody has. I'm just glad that we got to the bottom of that Big Ben thing. Like I for years was like, what the fuck's up with that? But it's just a clock, T.
They just claim that fucking clock like it changed society, like it saved lives or something. I thought it had something to it. I thought there was a deeper meaning to it.
No.
It's a
Jared,
clock.
did you have any fast food from like places you would eat here while there?
No, but I did go into Starbucks. I tried to. I went into Starbucks and I said, "Can I get a bacon and Gouda?" And they were like, "What the fuck is that?" They didn't even know what it was.
Okay. That is a big thing for me. I like to try fast food places in different countries. I had KFC in Canada and it was the best KFC I ever had.
Okay.
Oh, in the Great North?
Yes.
The Great North.
They make it with different chemicals like the orange soda.
Yeah, I mean, I must say I do feel healthier here.
It makes sense. What were they talking? I think Bill Burr had a whole thing on how bad the food is in England. And he's like, I get why all you guys are like 5 pounds. Fucking ridiculous. Like he's comparing it to back home. And Gronk said the same thing. Like when he goes out there, that it's just so different coming back. Like they lose like 10, 15 pounds in like a week. I mean, he's obviously a specimen. So if you're not just like pounding a bunch of food, it's a little bit different. But they were just saying what's in the food, what's in the drinks makes such a big difference from there to the States.
That's interesting. No, I'm still a brick shithouse, so I don't know that it's having the same effect on me that it had on Rob. But yeah, 2.5 booms. T.
Did you go to Nando's?
Everyone's been recommending that, and I haven't been to one yet. Like, what kind of food is it?
I think it's like the 99 they have. Like it's like the most common like regular chain ass restaurant.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a ton.
It
of
looks
them.
pretty good though. I'm looking at the wings.
Yeah, I want to go
burgers, pitas, wraps.
I gotta check out Nando's. There's well, we're here for fucking ever. It's what's today? Sunday.
It is a long trip.
Yeah, we left on Wednesday. Today's Sunday. We don't fly back until Saturday. So I think we go from London to Liverpool on Tuesday, and then we fly out of Liverpool to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam back to Boston. So I'll never see you guys again, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's going to be it.
Yeah,
T.
You're allowed to do drugs in Amsterdam, aren't you?
Yeah, you can do anything in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Are you going to do that?
They have like prostitutes in their like dentist office.
I'm not trying to disrespect Train. I'm talking drugs.
I mean, I didn't say I was going to partake. I've had a couple bevies on this trip, you know.
Okay.
not on nights that I got to do the pod. I don't drink in pod anymore.
I want you to do like acid or something.
I wouldn't dabble with psychedelics just because I feel like you could if you're a negative mindset person like I obviously am, you can have a bad trip and then I would just be stuck in it. Like you can't just like, it's not like when you're drunk and you can make yourself throw up. Like if you're on psychedelics and you're on a bad trip, like good luck, brother. Like you're on that thing until the fucking ride stops. And people will like get on a bad trip and then just never come back. Like I know people like that too. Like I know people personally that did some psychedelics and they're just not the same person that they were before that. So I can't run that risk. I'm too fucking cool right now to try and alter that.
I am the man right now. I can't be throwing this off.
Yeah, I can't be fucking all this up, you know?
No, of course.
I won't let you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's London. That's London. But yeah.
Gang.
Gang. I don't know. The streak's still alive because it wasn't my fault why we didn't do the last one, but I might take the next one off because we would start it at like 3 a.m.
No,
like
all right, come on. Hey, whatever. There's some people that got upset, but the streak's still alive, and let's be positive.
I'm not saying I would take it off because of I'm bitter. I'm saying I'm gonna be fucking too tired. Like if we do the pod.
Oh, right. Now I'm just doing the hours. It would be 3 a.m, wouldn't it?
To start, and it's like, and if Friday we've got all these.
When do you come? When do you come back? Isn't it
Saturday? I fly back Saturday.
Right, comes back Saturday, isn't it?
Thursday. I don't know what we're doing Friday, but like a lot of these days, it's like, hey, wake up at 7 local time so I can shower and be in the lobby by 8:30 because the bus leaves at 8:45. It's like I originally planned on staying on East Coast time while I was out here, but all the stuff that we're doing out here is in the morning. It would be impossible.
Yeah,
and
it makes
just
it impossible.
knowing how not appreciated my efforts are, why would I sleep in like 2 hour?
You're basing this off a small crew. You base this off a small. No. But you're seeing the negativity. This isn't like a massive portion of the
advice
audience.
you told me when I first joined Name Redacted or the Jared Carabas podcast. It was very anti-Tyler for a long time, and you used to always say that to me. The people on Reddit are such a small little section of what the actual
it was like on Twitter. It was everywhere, anywhere. Like it was like on YouTube.
Well, it is. People want to be upset. I don't blame anyone for being upset that we didn't do a show, but
that's fine.
And if they obviously then turn it into a London thing, like that's stupid. That's not what it was. But again, it's like I want you to keep the streak going. I think a lot of people do. Typically, the take that is the least heard is the one that isn't tweeted. Where it's like the most common thing is like the nice thing, but you're not gonna be like, I think this is great. You're just gonna think it's great and not necessarily publish it.
There was one dude that was like, he's so childish for caring about a streak that only he cares about. I don't care about it. I just happen to show up for work every day.
I care
because Steve cares about it. I don't care about it. So if Thursday night, if we do the podcast and it's fucking like 3:30 in the morning and I'm tired or I like fell asleep during the game, I'm like, then I'm going to bed. It's fine. Like the show can go on. No one
do
was
the intro,
under
and if you gotta hop off.
That's like Cal Ripken Jr. though. Or I was in
I'm
the
fine with it.
lineup.
I mean that's what what's his face just did. Who's on the Knicks there that has this streak going? And he played the first couple minutes and then or he played the first play of the game, then checked out and he kept a 400 game streak or something going. I got no problem with that. I think that's fine, personally.
No, I think that would be my message to the people that it's not about sometimes you can't make it. Sometimes you're in London and it's 3:30 in the morning and you have to be up at 7. So it's just not feasible to start a podcast.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be the best bit to try and make everything fit within 40 minutes and see if we could pull it off?
I think it's doable, and I'd be really excited about it, Jerry.
It'd be a good challenge, just as let's see if we could get it done.
A clean,
especially
40.
If there's ketchup and shit too.
I'm telling you, like you're the captain of the ship. I know I could do a clean 40. I definitely know I could. But like you're leading the show, and you always lead the show. So like that's always my concern. Concern's the wrong word, but when trying to get it to a clean 40, I'm like, But Jerry's calling the shots. It's very hard for Jerry to do 40. I can do 40. So
Aren't
if we
you
actually
just,
go into Thursday being like, it's the clean 40 show, just do that.
Aren't you just a little bit curious? Aren't you just a little bit curious what a Section 10 without me would sound like?
No, we had it. Remember, we had it last year. It was me, T, and Coley when your house got hit by lightning or whatever. Remember your power went out?
Yeah.
And we did a show for like 40 minutes. We basically did a clean 40 and we were flying.
We were wrapping up. We were getting to the end. It was almost over.
We were just cooking through topics and like going. I think naturally by default, you guys just had me like kind of lead the way in terms of what topics we're doing, and then
you're facilitating.
I was just kind of doing point guard stuff, and then you hop back on. You were just like, yeah. So as I was saying, anyway, back to this point. So
Talking
I think if it's just us, it's probably going to be a little shorter. Right. Yeah, your adopted sister. Right.
No burgers.
Yeah, no burgers. Yeah, we'll see. It's not a protest. It's not a protest if I don't do it.
40.
It's
40.
Yeah, but like, put it this way: I watched the game last night, and it was 1:45 a.m. in London, and I was struggling. I was like, "Please get this fucking ninth inning over with." So if the game starts at midnight out here, I think it's going to be like 12:07. So it's going to get done at like 3:20 in the morning. Best case scenario. I'm probably not going to want to fire it up.
I did one of these. In Ireland with me, you, and Smitty. It was at 3 a.m. and it probably went till like 4:30.
Let me see what we have on Friday. If we don't have anything like if it's the Beatles tour, then that's like a 7 a.m. wake up. But if it's like, oh, we're gonna go see fucking Slapdick Palace, then it's like, all right, I can skip Slapdick Palace.
I just think you have time. You said it yourself. You're there for a while, right? You have a lot of time from now until Friday. How much pull do you have in terms of this schedule? Because you can do a lot of stuff from now until Thursday night. That Friday doesn't have to be the day that you have to get up early. You know what I mean?
So it's an organized Beatles tour. So there's a bunch of people that are staying in this hotel, and it's like put together by. We have a tour guide. His name is Colin. His name's Colin, and then this woman Sue puts it all together. There's probably
Sue
20, 25 of us in the group, and we all meet in the lobby. We all get on the tour bus. Colin takes us everywhere. And it's all fucking day. It's 9 a.m. to I think we got back here at like 5 p.m. So yeah, like that's why I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about BID. Like maybe I'm not on any BIDs this week. I don't know. Like we usually do that at 11 back home,
which you've already done.
I did like 20 minutes on one. Yeah, I did 20 minutes. I did Family Feud and then I had to go. So if I'm available, I'll do it. But if I'm doing shit, I'm doing shit.
Hoping you're on it.
See?
I might be missing a couple pods in like a week.
Where the
hell
are you going?
I know.
Hey, everybody listening, we're just not doing the show for the next month. Just so you guys know, it's just not going to be happening. But you're going where? You going Vegas?
Yep, bachelor party for Puff. We're going to be down there.
Oh,
we leave Thursday, which is when the series ends. Shout out Puff.
Shout
He's
him
getting
out.
married.
Shout out Puff.
But we're going to be down there for like 5 days.
There you go.
Just doing.
Hey, you can do stuff on the road though, right?
It's going to be a lot of drinking. A lot of
because that sounds awesome, T.
I don't handle my alcohol very well.
Yeah, we know.
Again, this sounds great.
Sounds great
for the show.
Yeah, maybe we'll call you.
We'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I always answer.
T, don't worry about it, dude. Enjoy your vacation. No one is gonna call you a piece of shit, scumbag, lazy fuck, weak
fucking
ass
clown.
Reddit, cuss me out.
Yeah, no one's gonna say anything about
bitch ass.
Yeah, get him off the show, ban him. Show's better without him. You know, no one's gonna say shit.
Guy blows.
Oh, all right. Don't give them things to say, please.
No one's gonna say that about
That's what I say for my burner.
Don't say it about.
You are the show, Jared. You are the show.
I'm not the show. Not the show. Well, we're gonna find out.
The show doesn't exist without you.
That is true.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. We'll find out on Thursday.
Like literally, that is true. Like this show would have never existed if you didn't start the show.
Nah, Pete would have probably called it Section 10.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing the show just with Pete though.
We'd be the Blowjob Bros.
Yeah, right. This show would be the Blowjob Bros. Presented by Underdog Fantasy.
If Pete
didn't know who I was, so I wouldn't be here.
With Gary Streisky and then Steve. That would have been a great lineup.
It would have been a much different show, but yeah, I guess that could have worked. Great. I miss Streisky. I wish he was still around here.
Yeah.
He's close enough, but it was just nice having him in Boston.
Yeah.
I know, but he's in Connecticut. He's in fucking
Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not close.
Yeah, I miss Gare.
All right.
Gare beer. All right, here we go.
Gare. Here we go. Gonna do dinner, you know.
You're gonna do a little din.
Yeah, din with my parents. What are you doing? Catching passes, T? What are you doing?
I thought I was about to get that final thought pass. I was just getting my hands up.
Oh, he's ready for the pass.
Final thoughts, T. Final thoughts, T.
We have some breaking news.
Ooh. Say it. Oh yeah.
Jared has to hit the button. Shout out Andrew Parker. Red Sox are promoting top prospects Franklin Arias and Brandon Clark to High A Greenville. If you've been listening to the last couple episodes, number 5 prospect in Franklin Arias, number 19 in Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark showed up to friggin' single A and shoved it down everybody's ass. He only threw 9 2/3 innings and it did not friggin' matter. Overall numbers down there was 17 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings, just 2 walks, 2 hits. He's been filthy. Future top 100 prospect. Franklin Arias returned to single A. Kept hitting very well.
Because I thought that you actually had some real breaking news with promotions.
I was so excited for something that mattered, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's our first big promotion of the year.
Cool.
Promotions.
It wasn't any. Yeah. Come on.
Remember when you did this last year and you regretted it?
No, I mean, like, I just said,
oh, yeah.
No. This is different. I said, yeah.
Respect Christian Campbell.
I said, let me know when Christian Campbell's a guy. And then he fucking went from single A to the big leagues in 1 year, which is unprecedented in our organization. But a dude going to High A and you made me hit the fucking breaking news horn for that. You should get punched in the face.
I thought people will be happy I did that.
No. The breaking news horn is not for that. That's crazy.
No.
Prospect promotions? Come on.
It would have just worked as your
closing
if we were
thought.
Live, if people were listening live right now, they would have absolutely been like, holy shit, they called up Roman Anthony.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
That way.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're like, right. Gustavo Bengatti got called up to fucking Salem.
Respect them.
Carlos Balapupo is going to High A.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
When you're all penciling in Brandon Clark as the future ace of the Boston Red Sox, I'll remember this.
Remember when he went to High A?
Right now. Yeah. If he was that dude and he was getting called up to the big leagues, then you can hit the breaking news horn. But getting called up to single A is, come on. Keep it in your pants, as Maz would say.
We'll be back.
Steven, do you have a final thought?
Yeah, I got one final thought. I've talked about the ABS system before, but I've seen it a lot more recently because I'm watching the Woo Sox. We're Kane heads, brother. Love that broadcast. Love seeing what Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer are doing. But the ABS system's awesome, man. I love how it shows you how many inches the ball's off the plate or how close it was to actually being in the strike zone. It's basically exactly the same as tennis and what they've had for a million years. I really want this in the majors. I hope it happens soon. And that's all. ABS system, you're incredible. And it's a part of baseball that's going to be happening in the very near future, I hope.
Okay.
Shout out Jim Kane.
Yeah, shout out to Jim Kane. Shout out to the Canaanites out there.
Mm.
All the Canaanites out there that are
Cane me, baby.
We all just want it. How bad do you want it?
They got a real team, man. They got JP Ricciardi. You got Natalie Nori doing sideline. They got a team down there that's really good. That's ready for the bigs, especially Jim Kane.
Also, Coop did a great job with Will Fleming tonight
Big
on the
time.
broadcast. I am beside myself at some of the movies that he's never seen before. Like Will was just asking, like I think it started with Jerry Maguire. Because you ever seen Jerry Maguire? Nope.
Okay.
The one that like there's some movies like classic movies where I'm just like, all right, if you're in your 20s, I'm going to give you a pass if you didn't see like The Godfather, like that's fine. But he hadn't seen Saving Private Ryan, which I get maybe came out before he was born or like when he was a single digit age, whatever. But how many flights have you been on? Like Saving Private Ryan is on every flight that I've ever been on. Like if it has a TV and offers movie services and you flip through, yeah, there's Saving Private Ryan. Put it on. It's like a 3-hour movie. It's the perfect time killer for.
It's sad.
It's not sad. It's a story about
isn't
heroism.
It like death?
It's war, brother.
Death.
There's definitely death.
It's sad. War is sad.
War is sad. But
I feel like my generation gets like slammed because we don't watch the old gen movies. I'm the same way. I haven't seen any of the movies people name all the time.
But
you've never
these
seen
aren't. This
Saving
is from
Private
the 90s. These aren't from like the 30s.
But like if I feel like you're in that 20 to 30 range, you don't give a fuck about like a lot of the movies millennials reference all the time.
Saving Private
He's
Ryan.
not wrong. I see this happen a lot.
We grew up on like YouTube and like that's I feel like our culture and reference points is like a lot of the time like we reference old YouTubers. You guys like reference old movies and shit like that.
We had a lot of movies in the 90s that were like all timers that were coming out like every summer, every Christmas.
Like all the Adam
I just
Sandler
don't think
movies.
it's quite the same anymore.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, classics. Obviously, Pixar started taking off. You get Toy Story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's the Star Wars movies. A lot of people didn't like the second trilogy, but still, you guys didn't really grow up with that. Any Star Wars movie?
I've seen
never seen
parts of one of them, and it was on Robbie Fox's couch. So, like, obviously, if you go to Robbie Fox's apartment, like, you're going to watch Star Wars. But I mean, I maybe
I feel like that's just on a loop at his house the whole time.
Yeah. But
that's kind of crazy. Yeah, Star Wars. It's like you've either seen them all or you just don't care. But I don't. Got to see the classics. A lot of great movies from the 90s.
Yeah. Have you seen the Adam Sandler?
You guys ever
Steve?
watch Phase Ilcams?
I don't know what that is.
See, that's like my culture. I saw Happy Gilmore, I think, way back in the day, but I don't really remember it.
That's fine.
That's the one when he goes to like school.
No, that's Billy Madison.
That's the one I saw, Billy Madison, and I saw Grown Ups.
That's not the same like tier. Good movie.
Yeah, those
are
are different class, but
yeah. Like,
but it's like an Adam Sandler movie, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, but not like an Adam Sandler movie.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
That's like Griffey on the Reds.
Okay,
that's Griffey like almost on the White Sox, honestly.
Yeah, that's Griffey on the White Sox. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think he hit on the White Sox? If one of you guys guess this, I'll send you a pizza.
204.
237.
260.
Wow.
Is that right? 260. Wow.
Yeah. 96 OPS plus.
Not terrible. Yeah, I would have guessed like 240 or something like that.
I was thinking definitely like those last Mariners years when he was like sleeping on the bench.
It was tough. Yeah, I wish those didn't happen. I also hate when like any Griffey Mariners photos are used and they're the ones from the last 2 years. No, use the classic ones. There's so many incredible photos of Griffey in the 90s on the Mariners. Don't show his profile picture on Wikipedia with him at like the age of 40 striking out for the Seattle Mariners. It's not fair to the GOAT. And that'll do it.
All right, that'll do it as I run out of data again. And I'm not paying another $10 for more data.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you on Thursday. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. This might be the last podcast of the streak. This might be the last one.
I hope not.
Could be though. Never know.
I'm worried that you're already kind of leaning into it. I hope it's
This sounds like a pitcher being like, yeah, I don't really feel that great, but like, we need you in the 8th inning. He's like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I threw 2 innings the other day. The shoulder's been barking a bit. Do you want to be in this game or not?
This is what I used to do when I like knew I needed a day off of school coming up.
Exactly.
I'm not feeling great, mother. I don't want Jerry. I want this fucking streak. I care. I was talking with Joan Pro about the streak. She was like, "Oh, is Jerry going to do the shows when he's over there?" And I was like, "You know what, Mom? I hope he does because I care about this fucking streak." And this has been going on for a decade. This is a decade-long streak. You got an Iron Man streak here. This is a big deal. This matters. People care about this.
No one cares.
Right? Wake the fuck up.
Wow. I want to see a Section 10 without me. I want to know what it looks like. What's the intro sound like? I don't know. It's like John Cena turning heel, Steve. Like, this is the perfect analogy for you. He had a 20-plus year career, and everyone was like, is he ever going to turn heel? And then at the last second, that's when he did it. And everyone's like, finally, we got the thing that we asked for. But then you know what? They kind of said, I wish we didn't get this.
See?
100%.
That's it. You're playing reverse psychology on the fans.
I'm not.
They didn't want it. You're going to give them something they don't want.
No, they want it. They want it. I just, I want to make sure that I'm well rested for.
Hey, you got 4 days. Get some rest in now. Clean 40 Thursday.
Every day there's a tour. Tomorrow's day 2 of the Beatles tour. Every day. So it's an everyday thing. I thought I was going to get some rest here. First of all, I didn't sleep at all when I fucking got in here. And then there was a crying baby on the other side of my wall. So I went from squirrels in my roof to screaming puppies in my floor. And now I have screaming baby in my wall. These people don't want me to sleep. The world doesn't want to see me
fucking
succeed.
Kid up.
Can't win. I haven't heard him the last 2 nights, but that 3 nights ago, absolutely screaming baby situation. But yeah, maybe I'll be there on Thursday. Maybe I won't be. But if not, my guys got my back. They have the full green light to do Section 10 without me. Section 10 does not need me to move on.
We'll carry the torch.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking
You're
forward
a
to
human.
watching.
You deserve to be a human, Jared.
I just want to sleep. That's all. I'm tired. You know? I haven't slept in since before Christmas.
Jesus. Is Ace doing okay?
He's doing great. Train just texted me. He started humping today.
Nice. Good phase.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Started humping today. Yeah, it's like missing your kid's first steps. Missing your puppy's first hump.
He's fucking.
Yeah, he wants to. Sounds like. So he's feeling it out. That's nature, brother.
I'll be over soon.
Okay, bye. Before I get home?
Unrelated thought.
Okay, all right. Making sure. All right. I'll see you guys a week from today. Next Sunday, you'll see these fellas on Thursday after the conclusion of the Toronto Blue Jays series. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for downloading. We appreciate you all, except for the people on Reddit that are mean to me. Ba-doop-doop-doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.